That's
It's time for Eufaula High football with Doug Applin, Keith Bryan, John Wayne Robinson, and Jimmy Simmons.
Hello and welcome to Williamson High School. And we do not know the name of the stadium, but a brand new stadium here on the campus of Williamson High School. Across the railroad tracks, we can see Lad People Stadium. At least we could before it got dark. Kind of hazy, almost foggy down here, a little misty. We are on top of the new press box here. Field turf on the field, but a very nice venue for high school football. The bleachers go, it looks like on the visiting side, maybe from 10-yard line to 10-yard line. We are high atop the field here. Good vantage point, except for looking through the chain link fence here that protects us from falling. But a nice venue for high school football for the first round of the Alabama High School Athletic Association Class 5A playoffs as the Eufaula High School Tigers travel to Mobile to take on the Williamson Lions, the undefeated and number one ranked Williamson Lions in 2025. These two teams have only met once in the history of these two schools. Also in the playoffs, that year, it was in 1999, it was a semifinal matchup between the Tigers and the Williamson Lions to see who had the opportunity to face Carnell Williams and the Etowah team out of Etowah High School for the state championship. That night, it was Jamarcus Russell, future NFL quarterback, who led Williamson to a 19-16 victory over the Tigers. Closely contested game that went down to the wire. Tigers had their chances to win. Unfortunately, they came up short in that game. Only the second ever meeting. This time around, it is more of a David versus Goliath type of matchup as the Tigers led Region number 2 the majority of the year, but fell off the last two region games of the season. 6 turnovers were the Tigers' undoing against Andalusia and Charles Henderson. It was 4 turnovers that were turned directly into points against Andalusia that really unraveled the Tigers' chances that night. And then on the road in Troy against Charles Henderson, it was 2 turnovers deep in the red zone, one at the goal line, one at the 8-yard line. The Tigers came away with no points in the first half when the Tigers had all the momentum. They only led 7-0 and ultimately lost by extra point 21-20 as the Trojans found some momentum in the second half, but the Tigers led the entire game up until less than 4 minutes to go when the Trojans scored to go up by 1. So the Tigers, not your typical 4 seed, but the Lions, not your typical 1 seed either, as they have had a very dominant season as they have outscored their opponents 455-38. That's right, folks, 38 points in 9 games. As Williamson only played 9 games this year. They had a 100-0 victory about halfway through the year over Murphy High School. Murphy plays in Class 6A, but Murphy has had a tough year as they have been winless on the season. They finished the season 0-10, but 100-0 against Air is impressive, and Williamson led that game, I think, 71 or 77 to nothing at halftime, and their reserves put another 3 touchdowns plus on the board in the second half to win by an even 100-0. The Lions were off last week. Their final regular season game was 2 weeks ago when they defeated BC Rain 28-0. So 5 shutouts on the season for this team. They defeated another playoff team, UMS Wright, by the score of 40-10 earlier this year. Citronelle is a playoff team. They defeated them 56-5 on the road at Citronelle. And, of course, the game of the year in 5A was Viger and Williamson. They played that over at Lad People Stadium. And the game went to overtime. It was ultimately a game that Williamson won, I think, 22-14 in overtime. But Williamson in that game only scored 1 offensive touchdown. They returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown, led 7-0 for much of the night before Viger came back and took a 14-7 lead. Williamson scored late in the fourth quarter to draw even at 14. Viger had one last chance. They drove down and had first and goal inside the 10-yard line. Could have kicked a chip shot field goal, but Viger does not kick well. And instead of kicking the short field goal, they tried to go for it on fourth down. They missed. Game went to overtime. As we said, Williamson ultimately won that game. But they're basically 1A and 1B out of region number 1. Of course, tonight around the region, looking at region action, it is Eufaula here against the Williamson Lions. Charles Henderson is on the road playing Viger tonight here in Mobile. Number 1 seed Catholic is hosting Citronelle. Andalusia hosts UMS Wright. So that is what's happening in the playoffs around region number 1 and 2. And while we got a moment, so that we don't forget, we wanted to thank our corporate sponsorships that make this broadcast possible this season. We really appreciate everyone who advertises on the Eufaula Tiger football broadcast, and we'll lead it off by our broadcast booth sponsor, Brown Heat and Air, and Ricky McGilvery. We appreciate everything that Ricky does for us and the Eufaula High School Tiger football program. Of course, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is our pregame or our coaches show sponsor. They have been for the last 4 years, and we appreciate Daniel Pulley and all that they do. The Glover Agency, we appreciate him and his sponsorship. This has been at least 4 or 5 years that Eric has sponsored the broadcast, and we appreciate that greatly. Impressive automotive, impressive body shop. Justin and Max Beasley, we appreciate you guys. First Franklin Financial, APEC Metal Buildings, Flowers Insurance, State Farm, Pam Freeman, RW Wingate and Company. Of course, they are our extra point sponsor this year. Gutterman out of Dothan. They do, of course, seamless gutters and other things. We appreciate them sponsoring this year, first-year sponsor for them. Holly Home Furnishings and Paul Holly. Beef O'Brady's, our sideline reporter sponsor. Benefield Heating and Air. Lake Homes Realty and Lauren Streeter, who is our pregame sponsor, who is bringing the pregame to you tonight. Precision Body. We appreciate Justin and Jay. Sutton's Heating and Air. Of course, Tanner Sutton. It is the Sutton's Heating and Air weather report every night. Of course, unfortunately, we don't have that pre-recorded for you tonight from the children at Parkview. And to finish up, Mid-South Bank, Jerry Gudledge. We appreciate that. Glover Funeral Home, Alpha Insurance, Keith Bryan, the John Robertson Law Firm, and Hey Y'all. So we appreciate all of our sponsors. And we're going to pause for the invocation.
Looking for legal help you can count on right here at home? At Robertson Law Firm in Eufaula, we're your neighbors, and we're here to make life's challenges a little easier. Buying or selling property? We'll guide you through every step. Dealing with probate or estate matters? We'll walk alongside you with care and compassion. And if you've been injured, we'll fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Robertson Law Firm, trusted legal advice close to home.
Right outside of this one church town, there's a gold dirt road to a whole lot of nothing. Got a deed to the land, but it ain't my ground. This is God's country. We pray for rain and thank Him when it's falling, 'cause it brings a grain and a little bit of money. We put it back in the plate. I guess that's why they call it God's country. I saw the light in a...
At Sutton Heating and Cooling LLC, you get hometown service. Tanner Sutton and his team make you their priority. You can expect worry-free customer service from Sutton Heating and Cooling. Whether you're looking to upgrade your system or need 24-hour emergency service, Sutton is the name to remember. For your free estimate, call Sutton Heating and Cooling LLC at 334-695-7054. 334-695-7054. Sutton Heating and Cooling LLC.
Give me the chip, I need the championship. Wait, we got a dream, next to the team, yeah, we can handle it. Wait, soon as I go and I step in arenas, they call me the champ. They know what it is, know what I do, know who I am, who don't understand. Yeah, that's overdue. My trophy say that's overdue. My ring, should be immortalized. Yeah, they know it's true. They could
Hello, I'm Matt Aver, the new pastor of First United Methodist right here in Eufaula. We'd love for you to join us on Sundays at 10 for worship. We also have Sunday school at 8:45. You can check us out on our social media or our website. We look forward to seeing you. Go Tigers!
At Mid-South Bank, we pride ourselves on being the friendliest, most helpful bank in town. For over 100 years, we've been helping families prosper and helping businesses grow. Mid-South Bank is a local bank with local people making local decisions. We're a community bank who will always be there when you need us. Whatever banking services you need, we're here to help. Visit us today at 230 South Eufaula Avenue in Eufaula or in Clayton at 16 South Midway Street or online at bankmidsouth.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Looking for quality furniture at unbeatable prices? Come to Holly Home Furnishings in Eufaula. From cozy living room sets to stylish bedroom suites and modern appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house feel like a home. With flexible financing options, convenient delivery, and friendly local service, shopping has never been easier. Visit us today on South Eufaula Avenue and see why Holly Home Furnishings is your hometown choice. Holly Home Furnishings, helping your house feel like home.
Attention contractors, is your metal roofing provider slowing you down? APEC Metal Express fills orders within a week. 40-year finish warranty, 17 different colors, and multiple truss styles. Work more and wait less.
In sports, every point counts, and at Alpha Insurance, we know when it comes to your budget, every dollar counts. That's why we work to get you the lowest rates and best discounts available. Plus, every Alpha policy comes with personal service from our hometown team. Call Alpha to start saving today. In Eufaula, call Alpha agent Keith Bryan at 334-687-8268 or stop by our office at 1326A South Eufaula Avenue.
In Alabama, high school sport is a tradition. Whether at home or on the road, make our schools, our communities, and our students proud by being a supportive fan. We are counting on you to continue our high school traditions. The public service message from the Alabama High School Athletic Association. Of course, this is the first round of the Alabama High School playoffs this weekend. The first games happened last night. A few games happened on Thursday night. The majority of them will take place tonight. As we mentioned, the matchups between Region 1 and Region 2 all take place tonight, 2 here in Mobile and 2, of course, 1 in Montgomery and 1 in Andalusia. Doug, this game tonight, on paper, it doesn't look good. If you look at what Williamson's scoring per game, they're averaging close to 50 points per game, and only giving up 3.8, no, a little more than that, about a little over 4 points a game because they only played 9 games this year. So they're giving up just a grunt over 4 points a game, but they had several shutouts. So, when you look at it on paper, it doesn't look really good, but you don't play the games on paper. So what do you think about the matchup here tonight between Williamson and Eufaula, and what are the keys? What's important for the Tigers tonight?
Well, important for the Tigers is not to turn the ball over and to execute. If they do both of those, they'll stand a chance. But it's a tall task here for the Tigers tonight. One of the things that impressed me the most, yes, they put up a lot of points, and they're very athletic all the way across. But until the last couple of games, and one would be in an overtime game with Viger, they were only averaging giving up 2-point-something points a game. I think it was at one point they had played like 5 or 6 games and had only given up 15 points. Well, 2 of those was a safety, so the defense didn't give those points up either. So it was actually more like 2 points a game. They're very stout, and my understanding is that some of the backups gave up some of those points. So very stout on defense, and it'll be interesting. Eufaula's going to have to find a way for the offense, take advantage of the mistakes if Williamson makes them, and find a way to get the ball in the end zone. Now, that being said, Keith, the coaching staff for Coach Jarrell Jernigan last year did a great job before we went to Beauregard in the first round. Everybody thought Beauregard had our number, and they went up there, totally changed the offense, which I understand we're not doing tonight, but they had a good game plan, totally caught Beauregard off guard, and shut them out and going on to the second round. They'll need something like that. I'm sure they got something in their back pocket they're going to try. Whether it works or not remains to be seen.
Well, and you know, in a game like this, quite frankly, the Tigers going to have some, they're not going to be able to help. You mentioned turnovers being key for the Tigers not to have them. You know, there's an argument that could be made that without the 6 turnovers against Andalusia and Charles Henderson, the Tigers would be at home and the number 1 seed in the region tonight instead of on the road in the 4 seed. So turnovers were huge against the Tigers to close out the region play tonight. The Tigers need to be on the positive side of that. They need to be plus. They can probably plus 3 in this game to have a chance to win this game. But Williamson takes advantage of other teams' mistakes, both turnovers and in the special teams. They have done a great job. Of course, against Viger, they returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown in that game to take a 7-0 lead. Against Citronella, a very close game. It was a punt return for touchdown that kind of opened it up in that game when Citronella actually had a 2-0 lead. They got a safety early on. You mentioned safety. They've given up a couple of them this year. But the Tigers are going to have to force Williamson turnovers while taking care of the football themselves to have a chance in this game. Williamson, a confident team, being undefeated. But you just never know when you play across the state 4 hours away. You don't know about the competition level. I've seen years where Region 1 has swept Region 2. There have been other years that Region 2 has been extremely competitive against Region 1. You just never know until you play the game.
Well, the state powers are the ones that make the rankings. Sure are high on Region 1 as they've given them every reason to be. So we'll see another phase tonight. Keith's going to be kicking game. We talked about how the Tigers are not going to kick to number 4 if he plays tonight for Williamson. They're going to kick away from him. When you get where you start doing that, of course, Eufaula is very blessed with talented kickers. They can put the ball pretty much anywhere. But when you start kicking away from people, a lot of times that causes problems. You kick it out of bounds or somewhere where you didn't mean to kick it. Tonight we were unable to get the weather report from Parkview Christian Church, but it's 71 degrees right now. We'll try to do it for them. It's actually been a misty rain. It's just kind of a very humid, wet feeling air tonight. 6 mile an hour wind out of the southwest as we get ready for kickoff here. We'll let Charles give us the starting lineups.
Back in Williamson, on the campus of Williamson High School, we're counting down the kickoff between the Lions and the Tigers. We certainly hope that the Lion is not the king of the jungle tonight as the Tigers look to come in and pull the upset number 4 seed over the 1 seed. And we'll kind of look back at the Williamson seasons we talked about. They have several actually 5 shutouts out of 9 games this year. The most points they've given up in any one game was against Viger, that overtime game, 22-14. They gave up 10 points to UMS Wright, 40-10. That was back-to-back games before shutting out LaFleur to end the season, 28-0. But just to run down, Wayne County, Mississippi, they won that game 42-0. Alberta, 64-9. Citronelle, 57-5. BC Rain, 48-0. Murphy, that's the one everyone talked about around the state and around the nation, as it was 100-0 was the final score between Murphy and Williamson. Faith Academy, normally strong, a little off this year. Faith Academy, 54-0. Of course, we already mentioned 40-10 against UMS Wright, 22-14 Viger, 28-0 over LaFleur. This is the 28th straight postseason appearance for the Eufaula High School Tigers. That is good for 6th longest in the state of Alabama. 28 straight years in the Alabama High School Athletic Association playoffs. That's a great accomplishment as the Tigers kept the streak alive this year. And a lot of young talent on this team, Doug. We talked about it on the way down here. The Tigers only graduate 2 starters on defense. So the majority of these 2 players will be back. There are several sophomores that start along the defense. I think 5 sophomores and a freshman that start for the Tigers on the defensive side of the ball. And the defense has really grown up over the course of the year, and they will need to play a good game tonight. We watched Williamson throwing the ball around down there before the game, and they are very talented, very good quarterback. That quarterback is a senior. He is Alvin Dinkins, a 6'3", 210-pound senior quarterback. Their running back is also a senior, Todrick Withers. He is a 5'8", 200-pound running back that runs very hard, very strong lower body, very hard to bring down, and quite a few receivers. One thing we noticed as they were warming up is some height. They don't have any super tall players. We played some tall receivers this year, but they have a lot of athletes in the 6 foot to 6'2" range. And, Eufaula, a lot of the Eufaula skill players are under 6 feet tall. So it looks like quite a bit of, a height advantage just from where our vantage point here high atop the stadium. But the Eufaula making their way out of the locker room. They're the first out as they come across the field in all white uniforms, white pants, white jerseys, red numerals, and red headgear. Williamson's yet to make their way out.
Well,
of course,
their captains are down there. Charles and I were just talking. There's something a little unusual, Keith, we've never seen, I don't think. If we were at home, just imagine the Tigers coming out of the south where they usually come out of. Let's say the visiting team came out of there. They walk all the way across and are down the visiting side because I guess they're not supposed to walk on the home side. And then all the way down to the far end zone, which would be like under our video board.
Right.
And they walked our captains out the same way, walked all the way to the farthest point on the field, and they have their captains in this opposite corner. I've never seen them walk them in from the corners like that. Something new. All the years we've been doing.
Well, and it would also be like the visiting locker room was somewhere maybe where the old football locker room was, and in both the home and the visitor comes through the same gate there.
Yeah.
On the home side. So I mean, it's really kind of unusual. Several things unusual about this tonight. We were talking about it also. We talked about, I think, a little bit on the coaches show Tuesday night, but something you don't see a lot. Both Antonio Coleman, the head coach for Williamson, who played at Auburn University and went on to play in the NFL with a couple of teams. Gerald Jernigan, who played, of course, at Troy University, played with the New York Giants in the NFL. You've got both of these players who are coaching. They played in the NFL. They're coaching at their alma mater. So, of course, Gerald Jernigan played at Eufaula, took the Tigers to a state runner-up in 2006 as the Tigers quarterback. Antonio Coleman played here for the Williamson Lions. So, and, we talked about also on the way down here some talent on this team that a lot of talent has gone on to play college and in the NFL. Doug, you were talking about that earlier this year about what regions had the most NFL or former NFL players in Region 1, Class 5A. pretty much so led the way, did it not?
Well, it did. It led the way over 7A Central Phoenix City region. It led the way over 7A Thompson and Hoover region. To give you an idea, Eufaula has been very fortunate as far as the records. I'm not sure what year they go back to. There's a few from a long time ago on Eufaula, but I'm sure there's a cutoff date that they use. But 8 former NFL players from the Tigers leads most of the schools. I would say probably 90 to 95% of the schools of any classification. But one of the schools that has more than them is this Williamson crew with 10 on their current roster. And they have some that we'll see on the field here tonight that will probably at least be the college level. We know that, and may make that next jump. Keith, last time we were down here playing right over our shoulder over there at Ladd Peoples, we saw one or two that definitely went on to have great NFL careers.
That's right. And, of course, as I look down on the field right in front of me, we were told number 4 wasn't going to play, but there he is walking down as a captain. He returned the opening kickoff against Viger for a touchdown. Beside him, number 5, is Ellis McGaskin. He is a starting linebacker at 6'1", 217. He is a junior, and he is a Notre Dame commit. So when we talk about it, number 4, Jalen Scott is an Auburn commit at 6 foot 180, listed as a strong safety. So the talent at Williamson is your prototypical size talent that translates to the next level typically. And I was looking down the roster, and a unique name I saw was Captain Mutterland. He is a freshman, but he plays in the defensive secondary for them. And as I was looking, I said, that is so familiar. I Googled the name. His father, he is Captain Mutterland Jr. His father played at South Carolina under Steve Spurrier, played 10 years in the NFL at defensive back. So that's the kind of situation we're talking about with tradition and generational talent on this squad that the Tigers are playing against here tonight.
Keith, you were talking about Ellis, the number 5 that's out there. We talked earlier in the week when we visited with Sarge. That does a great scouting report, but not only him, we heard it from a lot of other people that he's mainly a linebacker. He's one of the best linebackers in top 100 in linebackers as a junior, but he'll also drop back and play in the backfield, and he'll look to run over you. Now, Keith's trying to get the coin toss. It looks like Williamson has won and deferred. Tonight we were without John Wayne. He had to stay back. Not enough subs tonight, so we don't have our sideline reporter here with us tonight, but we'll make do best we can.
So Williamson won the toss, and they deferred to the second half. So Eufaula will receive the kickoff. They'll be moving from left to right as we view the field here from the home side here at Williamson. So it's going to be the Tiger offense right off the bat. We'll see the I don't know that there is a stronger or weaker side of the ball for Williamson, as they're pretty much so equally strong between the offense and defense. But you'd have to say the defense has had an historical year, only giving up 38 points through 9 games. But it'll be that strong Williamson defense we've talked about all the way down here, matched up with the Eufaula offense. So we'll be able to see how this game is going to shape up here from the very get-go.
Well, we talked about a southwest wind coming out of the southwest, 6 miles an hour. It's not a lot, but it's enough we feel it up here. And as we view the field here from the home side, the Tigers will be going left to right as we view, like I said, from the home side. The wind will be at their back here at the first quarter to start this ball game as both ends are ready to come out. The Tigers will make their way on the field first.
You have been listening to the Lake Home Realty Lawrence Streeter pregame show. We are counting down almost to kickoff as the Tigers have made their way to the sideline. Here comes Williamson, and they are on their way. And we are about to get started here for this round 1 Class 5A playoff matchup between the Williamson Lions and the Eufaula High School Tigers.
Keith, we talked about a whole bunch of officials here. They seem to know, they're not supposed to be an officiating group that is called a game for either side in the playoffs, but they sure knew a lot of the Williamson coaches as they met on the field. We were talking about there were 9 officials. There's actually going to be 7 working the field, and I guess 2 probably running, one running the clock, one running the play clock, probably up here in the booth. But there was 9 officials down on the field earlier, so they got it covered tonight. artificial turf here at the new stadium at Williamson High School. Tigers against the Lions.
Beautiful venue. I mean, they've got a track around this field, as you can see, and, two shaded fields, and just a very, very nice thing. Of course, they've got the inflatable helmet that they ran through down there, the tunnel, and that's a nice feature. Of course, they're taking that down now, but Eufaula kind of in an unusual setup here, Doug, for this opening kickoff.
I think because Williamson is huddled up, apparently at some point in the year, maybe they did a quick kick or an onside kick or something, because they're sure watching it right here.
And they're kicking from the hash mark on the near side here, which is kind of unusual as well, because the X is right in the middle of the field, so they're opting to kick from the hash mark. It'll be interesting to see if they kick it down this near side and try to keep the ball on this side over here. Strategy already coming into play here for the opening kickoff, but we are underway as the ball's in the air. It's going to come down, and it's going to hit the ground. It's going to be –
oh, no.
I think the Tigers – no, Williamson recovered the opening kickoff. We misplayed it. We talked about turnovers and miscues. Doug, there's one on the very first play.
Oh, my goodness.
We had that happen against Headland, I think it was, Doug, at home. That is not the way you wanted to get started. Williamson set up at the 22-yard line of Eufaula. 11:57 to go here. Williamson in the pistol formation, so they're going to get the ball to start both halves after a miscue by the Tigers on the opening kickoff. Three-man front for Eufaula. They're going to hand it off in the backfield. There's pressure there. They're going to bring him down for a 1 yard, maybe a 2 yard loss. It's back near the 24-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 2 on that first down play. It's a good penetration by the Tiger defensive front. Only a three-man line, but they got through and brought the running back down for the loss. It's 2nd down and 12.
They briefly had a hole there as Renfro got blocked out by number 5, the Notre Dame commit. They got him playing offense tonight. I don't think he's in there on this play, but he made a good block on the last one.
Going to hand it off again through the hole, spinning. One man, it was Jalen Parker who grabbed a hold, and still on his feet. It's going to be 1st and goal. Just hard running, and I think I don't know if we talked about that in the pregame, but Doug, we were talking about it on the way down here. A little bit of film I saw on them. The first man rarely brought their running back down.
Flag. Maybe face mask is right there where they didn't blow it dead, and he kept going.
It looks like Williamson may be stepping backwards, though, so we'll see. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they're anticipating, but
it wouldn't be a hole from there. That'd be from the line of scrimmage. There you go.
You don't see that called very often. So it'll be 2nd down and 3 because they're going to spot it back to the 15-yard line, aiding the runner. You may have heard that over our crowd mic, but you don't see that. You see a lot of aiding the runner at the college level and even at the high school level now, but you rarely see it called, but they call it here.
Since the tush push has become a thing, I haven't seen it called.
That's right. So it's going to go down as a 9-yard gain on that play.
It says 2nd down, but
yeah, 2nd down.
Third?
No, it'd be 2nd. There was a penalty. They give them the down over. They did give them the. Going to hand it off inside through the line of scrimmage. Someone tripped him up. It's going to be 1st and goal from around just inside the 7, close to the 6. We'll call it the 7. So that's a gain of 8 on that play.
It was 2nd and 12 because they lost 2 yards.
But they call that aiding the runner from the spot, and they gave them the play. When you call a penalty, typically they get the play over if the defense takes the penalty. So it's 1st and goal. We'll call it the 7-yard line. 10:27 running clock here in the first quarter. First possession of the game for Williamson, taking over after the botched kickoff. Tigers did not handle the kickoff on the squib kick. Gain of 5 down, they call it 4 down to the 3-yard line. 4-yard gain. It'll be second down and goal from there. Second down and goal from the 3. I tell you what, Doug, about the worst way the game could have started if you're a Tiger fan. I remember one other time that a game started similar to that. That was playoffs against Benjamin Russell several years ago at Tiger Stadium, where they scored a touchdown on the opening kickoff when we got the touchdown. Into the end zone for the touchdown goes Jamarcus Edmond. He's listed as a linebacker, 5'10", 210, but he'll score from 3 yards out, and Williamson will take a 6-0 lead.
Didn't really slow them up a whole lot there on that drive. It wasn't a very long drive. It's kind of tough to swallow. You drive 4.5 hours, 5 hours, and can't feel the kickoff, but they'll line up for an important extra point here. 9 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. Williamson on the scoreboard first.
So the kicker, Muhammad, is in there. He'll kick it up. Barely gets through. They say it's good, but it barely snuck over that crossbar, but it makes the score 7-0 in favor of the Williamson Lions. That was a 5-play, 22-yard drive. So, Doug, they -2 on the first play. Then they had 9, 8, 4, and 3 finally for the touchdown. But Tigers defense did offer some resistance on that drive after the Tiger special teams put them in a terrible position.
Yeah, they did. And they'll go back and make some adjustments over there. Most of the time in a 3-man front, probably thinking they might throw the ball a little bit, but they came out running, and it's kind of hard to defend it when you're in a 3-man front. But they'll make some adjustments, pick up on a few things. We see Williamson came out. You didn't see number 5 playing in the backfield until they played Viger, number 1 against number 2. Important game. Of course, this first round of playoffs, they consider it an important game. So he's actually out there, as several of their starters is out there on the kickoff.
Yeah, we wondered if we would get Viger's best effort. Williamson's best effort and attention, and certainly it seems that way early on. There's another squib kick. It's a weird spin, but this one's fielded at the 25-yard line, straight up the middle, across the 35, and down to the 37-yard line, I believe, 38-yard line, they say. I believe that was Ty McCoy on that return. Maybe Jarrell McCray. I cannot tell between 6 and 8, but it was McCray, number 8, on that return. But the Tigers in pretty good field position from the 37 now. They moved it back a yard, 37-yard line of Eufaula, where the Tigers will take over for their first possession of the night with 9:20 to go, or 9:29 to go here in the first quarter, trailing 7-0. Lateral to the left side is going to be taking it forward for a pretty good gain up to the 45-yard line. That's an 8-yard gain on that quick pass play.
I think with Jackson out there on the reception, that would have been targeting at the college level, Keith, but no call.
Tigers going quick. 2nd and 2. Now they're going to look to the sidelines. They're 20 seconds still on the play clock. As this Viger defense very fast laterally did not expect the Tigers to be going side to side. Throwing complete. Ty McCoy with it at midfield. So the Tigers pick up 5 more yards. So a quick start for Eufaula. 8 and 5 through the air. First down of the night. Unfortunately, the Tigers already trail 7-0 after the turnover.
Tigers, the ball touching the 50-yard line. The Tigers looking to hopefully go into Williamson territory after this play. Shifting around.
Yeah, shifting the Tigers into a tight formation and then the G-line set. It's going to be Jalen Wright keeping it. He follows that line forward for a pretty good gain of 4 yards down to the 46-yard line of Williamson. The Tigers into Williamson Lion territory. That's the first rush of the night for the Tigers. That's good for – they're going to spot it back. It's only a 3-yard gain where they spot it down. Doug, I believe that was spotted backwards a little bit.
Well, the guy on the far side in front of the Eufaula bench had it as a 4. One in front of the Williamson bench went out as a 3. When the one on the far side saw where this one was and he was closer to it, he actually moved back. So
Tigers with 2 receivers to the near side. This is the wide side of the field, 2 to the left, 1 back in the backfield with the quarterback, and he'll get it. Oh, another turnover. Jalen Wright dropped the ball. The exchange between he and the back, and Doug, I missed the back. Was that
it was
Slaughter?
Denard.
It was Perry Denard. And the second turnover of the night, we talked about, and Coach Jernigan talked about on Tuesday on the Coaches Show, Doug, the need to play a clean game with no turnovers, and already 2 turnovers not even halfway through the first quarter. That's a recipe for disaster. So not only a fumble, but a loss of 5 on the play.
Tigers come out in a 5-man front this time, making some adjustments.
Going to the air this time is Williamson, trying to go ahead and put this game away, and a good play by the Tiger defense that time. Falling back in coverage is Tywan Turner, the senior. Recovered well and knocked that down for an incomplete pass.
Great job, incomplete pass from the quarterback. He went for it all there on first down.
So from the 48-yard line of Eufaula, it is 2nd down and 10. Shot, actually not quite a pistol. He's offset to the left. Tight formation for Williamson. They'll hand it off to the running back, who is going to go down after a 1-yard gain. So a 3rd down and 9, though. The first time the Williamson has been a long yardage situation is 3rd and 9 from the 47. But Eufaula ran 3 offensive plays. The 4th, after picking up a first down, the Tigers fumbled on 2nd down and 7, giving Williamson the ball for the 2nd time in Tiger territory. They started the first possession at the Tiger 22-yard line. This one they started at the 48. It's 3rd and 9. Motion back inside. Quarterback drops back. He's going to be pressured late. He throws it. The Tiger defensive back falls down, but the pass was overthrown as the Tigers got late pressure in there, Doug. It'll be 4th and 9 and a decision for Williamson. It was the freshman for Eufaula who got in there and provided some pressure against that Williamson quarterback. That was Nyon Smith.
Smith was falling down as he was putting pressure on the quarterback. Scary looking play if you're a Williamson fan, because he fell right at his knees, didn't take a shot directly on the knees. You get a lost quarterback for the entire playoffs right there, as it was a lot of pressure from the Tigers. And Williamson's lined up to punt from the Tiger 47-yard line.
So this Tiger defense did their jobs. It will be a punt. Straight up in the air, kind of not exactly a shank, but not a long punt either. It takes a big Tiger bounce. It's going to go back toward the line of scrimmage, and Doug, the Tigers are going to get the ball at the 42-yard line. So the Tigers only lose 6 yards on that punt exchange.
Let's see, a 3rd possession now for the Tigers. Let's see if we can have a possession there we don't fumble the ball. As fumble the kickoff, fumble other possessions. We got our work cut out for us here. Tigers quickly out. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. They're ready to go.
Only a 5-yard punt that time for Williamson. Jalen Wright takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He'll throw it. It's complete to Torian Slaughter, but Slaughter will lose yardage back to the 37. That's going to be a loss of 5 on that complete pass.
Keith, is it me, or is I noticed several times, even the kickoff, Tigers look like they're running on ice, like a frozen pond. They have the wrong cleats or something for this artificial turf. And they just can't seem to stand up.
Well, I mean, look on our table. That mist that's on the table, it's just damp. And so it rained here earlier this afternoon. We noticed there was a cell. So the field was wet. We don't know how it drains being artificial turf. Tigers, Jalen Wright's going to throw it. He has a man out there. It's going to be good job by the Tiger receiver turning into the defensive back there to prevent an interception. Wright was under a lot of pressure. It was that time it was Jackson, Doug, the intended receiver for Eufaula. It will be 3rd and 15, not the down and distance you want to be in against this Williamson defense.
I don't know what was called there, but his right roll left. He had to get rid of it in a hurry. Did a good job of getting it out of his hands and getting rid of it. Receiver did a good job of keeping it from being intercepted, but nobody blocked on the left side of that line that time for the Tigers.
So 3rd and 15, danger play for the Tigers is Wright's going to pull it down. He breaks a tackle in the backfield. There's a flag. No, maybe that's not a flag. Maybe Williamson's accent color is yellow, and it was a glove maybe.
That's actually the linebacker who's getting up, is favoring his leg and his shoulder, the guy from Notre Dame. He's actually coming out of the game now. He's the one that had a shot at Jalen in the backfield, was unable to gather him. So Jalen picks up a couple of yards, makes it 4th and 10. The Tigers out to punt.
So a 5-yard gain by Wright, but Alvarez will kick it away. It's a good spiral. It's going to drive back inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. So good job by Adam Alvarez. A very nice punt. That is a 39-yard punt and forced the fair catch. So this will be the 3rd possession of the night for the Williamson Lions with 5:21 to go here in the first quarter play. The Lions lead the Tigers by a score of 7-0. Had a short field. They went 22 yards on that first possession if the Tigers fumbled or misplayed the squib kick to open the game. So from the 19-yard line is Williamson, easily their worst starting field position. They started at the Tiger 22-yard line, the Tiger 48-yard line, both after turnovers. Tigers with already 2 turnovers here, Doug, in the first 6 minutes and 39 seconds of gameplay. So Williamson, from their own territory, they're a big play offense. They hand it off to the running back who is going to run at right tackle. He will pick up 5 yards out to the 24-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 5.
Well, they might mark him a little short, maybe 4 or something there, but that line is definitely moving back the Tiger front.
Yeah, they actually spotted that ball ahead to the 20 instead of the 19, so it was a gain of 4. So 2nd down and 6. Under 5 now to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Williamson leads. 4 wide receivers in the game. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 back in the backfield with the quarterback as he calls for the snap. It will be a dive play around the right end. Good blocking downfield, but a touchdown saving tackle on the outside by Tywan Turner, I believe. And it was Tywan Turner, but a big gain nevertheless.
24 to the 45.
So a 21-yard gain that time, but it shouldn't have looked like, and they've already snapped it on 2nd down. No, the quarterback keeps it around the right end. I was staked out. Going to be a quick gain of 5 after a 21-yard gain. So 21 and then 5. So just like that, Williamson has moved it from their 20-yard line out to midfield.
Tell you what, that's setting it awful fast. The chain surely didn't have time to set, but that's maybe something a little different they can get away with. They don't set the ball that fast in mid-Alabama.
The Tigers going to jump off sides and give them a free 5.
That'll be a 1st down as they move the chains.
Encroachment, defense. The penalty for 5 yards results in a 1st down.
So the quarterback, Dinkins, has carried the ball for the first time on that quarterback keeper, the previous play, for 5 yards. But the running back we previewed in the pregame show, Todrick Withers, has had a big game already here through the first 7 minutes. Pass behind the defense and called in. Just a perfect pass. Good coverage, actually, by the Tigers that time, but a better throw and catch. It was Christian Jackson on the coverage, but
don't get much better than that.
Yeah, just a
quickly up to the line.
Deep fade or corner route, if you want to call it. They're going to throw the wide receiver screen on the outside and breaking it inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. That ball was snapped from the 16, so that will be a gain of 8 yards, I believe, on 1st down. So quickly, only 5 plays. Williamson has moved the ball from their 20-yard line to 2nd down and 2 from the 8-yard line of Eufaula. They're going to hand it off. The quarterback is going to keep it, and this time he's going to break tackles again, and he gets into the end zone, Doug. That's one thing the Tigers cannot afford. Dinkins, the senior quarterback, now he's a big one, 6'3", 210, but that time we had about 3 or 4 shots at him in the backfield, and he just bounced off of us. And with 3:40 to go in the first quarter, it's 13-0.
Yeah, you can't do anything tackling like that as they had their shots at him, had him in the backfield. He just kept breaking tackles till he was in the end zone. 13-0. The Lions lead, 3:40 to go in the first.
6-play, 80-yard drive. Took a minute, 41 seconds off the clock. Muhammad in for the extra point, and it's good. So 6-play, 80-yard drive. Took a minute, 41 seconds off the clock. It was an 8-yard touchdown run that was designed to go left. He ended up breaking it back right by Alvin Dinkins, the senior quarterback. And now they say on my roster, it has a different, they say Christopher Edwards on the extra point, so we'll go with that.
Keith, our extra point defense team actually ran into each other. The two ends crashing in from each side. Henry Brunson, the sophomore linebacker, went off limping after that play. I'm supposed to check his status as the two ends crashed trying to block the extra point. Something went on the far sideline. Opened up. He just went to swap balls. Officials.
So already, Doug, 8 minutes and 20 seconds into this game, Williamson kicking off for the third time. So there is approach. Ball's kicked deep this time. It's going to come down at the 18-yard line. It's going to be Torrin Slaughter, and a flag goes down behind the play, Doug. I did not see an infraction, but we'll wait and see. Where you typically see is a hold or a block in the back. That's laying at the 28-yard line. There's been one penalty against each team so far, both 5-yard variety, and we'll wait and see what happens here.
Would have been right in there. I'm not so sure about it, but we'll see right here.
Yeah. So we are actually watching a replay.
He pancaked him.
So you see this, Doug, when things aren't going well, that was a decent return by Slaughter. And the Tigers instead, he was out near the 35-yard line. Now let's be 1st and 10 Tigers from the 18. Their worst starting field position of the night from the 18-yard line. It'll be a pass. It's complete. Zadavos, nope, he drops it. So 2nd down and 10, Doug, and already here early on, it's kind of danger zone for the Tigers, already trailing 14-0 here with 3:28 to go in the first quarter. You don't want to give the ball back to Williamson out near midfield. That's how things just kind of like avalanche on you.
Well, this team has already beat somebody 100-0 this year. And they sack us in the backfield. No, just a linebacker blitzed. And
really surprised to see us trying to run wide, Doug. I mean, because this team, Williamson, with so much speed, they play a 3-4 defense, and the linebackers are really the ones to watch on this defense. We already talked about the Notre Dame commit at linebacker, but Tigers try to run wide that time. They lose 6 yards on that play, so it'll be 3rd and 16 from the 12-yard line.
Yeah, I thought they told us they weren't going to attempt to run wide, but it didn't work there, that's for sure.
Right, takes a snap. He's going to roll up in the pocket. He's going to get a lot of company up around the 8-9-yard line.
We got a lot of folks with front row seats just standing there watching what's going on. His up back, I won't call any names, that time did not block a soul, as he'll go down for about another couple of yards.
3-yard loss. So the Tigers managed to lose 9 yards in 3 plays there, an incompletion, then a loss of 6 and a loss of 3. And it's punting time with 2:22 on the clock in the first quarter. It's running. Alvarez stands halfway back in the end zone. He will get the punt away. This time, not quite as good a punt. It's going to hit the ground. Nearly hits a Williamson player. It takes a nice Eufaula roll across midfield, and it's going to roll down to about the 44-yard line. It would have rolled to the 43 for some reason. One of the Tigers, he wanted to be the one to touch it, so he snatched it up. It probably won't matter in the grand scheme of things. 2:03 to go in the first quarter play. It's 14-0 Williamson. Oh, that was a minute, counting the punt, a minute and 30-second possession for the Tigers. You know, it's bad because the Tigers were moving the ball, Doug, the first time they actually had possession of the ball on offense until that turnover, and Tigers have not been able to get anything going offensively since. Actually, it's been negative yardage plays since the fumble on the first offensive drive. Already the fourth possession of the night for Williamson, still in the first quarter play.
Withers with his 8th carry, now 51 yards for the Lions.
So 2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard gain. There's a snap, looking to throw this time, rolling out is Dinkins. Dinkins is going to throw it. It's tipped up in the air, and of course it falls into the receiver's lap, and it's going to go for a touchdown. A tip pass, he tipped it to himself. It's going to go for 52 yards, Doug. And, you know, good coverage by the Tigers. They tipped the ball up in the air, but they made the play on the football, the tip ball, and the Tigers did not. 2 plays, 56 yards, yet another Williamson touchdown. And with 1:10 to go in the first quarter, it's 20-0. That was a 53-second possession, 52-yard touchdown pass. Kicks up. That kick is good also. He's gotten a little better on every kick. He's getting a lot of practice. And with 1:10 to go here in the first quarter, it is 21-0. Folks, we've been doing this a long time. Of course, we did this game 26 years ago, Doug and I, from Lad People Stadium. That was a 1916 final in that game that had a future first pick in the NFL draft, Jamarcus Russell. He was a first overall pick. The Tiger defense held the Williamson Lions that night to 19 points, already 21 points, surpassing that total here in the first 10 minutes and 50 seconds. It started off bad, not covering the opening kickoff on a squib kick. The Tigers did not cover it. Williamson with the short field, 22 yards, scoring immediately, and kind of been downhill from there. 21-0.
Yeah, just not ready to play when they went on the field tonight, and Williamson came out rocking and rolling. Tigers better find some offense and some pride, or it's going to be a running clock here before too long.
No squib kick. This one could go out of bounds, and it will.
Kind of breaks we've got so far. Tip passes, can't cover a kickoff. I'm surprised it didn't just curl right back into the field to play there, Keith. It has not bounced our way so far, but we're not doing anything to help ourselves.
You know, we'll talk about it, I guess, as the game goes along, but the Tigers, after misplaying the opening kickoff and Williamson scoring, it took them 5 plays to score from the 22-yard line, so the defense started off pretty stout. They actually had a tackle for loss.
Free kick out of bounds. By rule, that ball will be placed 5 yards from the out of bounds spot. First down, Eufaula.
And so they actually forced a 2-yard loss on the first play from scrimmage. Williamson ultimately scored. And then Eufaula moved the ball out across midfield into Williamson territory, had 2nd down and 7 before losing 5 yards on a fumble. And Williamson took over, but the Tiger defense then stiffened, so the Tigers have forced one Williamson punt. There's been a lot of things happen here, Doug, in the first 11 minutes and 1 second. They've stopped the clock, I guess, because the Tiger helmet came off.
Tiger helmet came off. Our lineman's helmet came off in that, and I don't know, but no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 when it's all said and done. Plus, we had to bring in a different lineman to take his place.
So no gain on that play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Tigers in no hurry as we have 20 seconds on the play clock, 41 seconds on the game clock. And the Tigers will come to the line of scrimmage they'll get set on the ball with about 10 seconds on the play clock. There's the snap. Going to hand it straight at the middle to Denard. Middle linebacker, Doug, filled the hole immediately. And two runs, net, 0 yardage. It's going to be 3rd and 10. But that would be the final play of the first quarter as the Tigers in no hurry. They're going to have a 3rd and 10 when we come back with second quarter action. The first quarter will end with the Williamson Lions leading the Tigers by a score of 21-0. We'll be right back.
Don't suffer in the summer heat. Benefield's Heating and Cooling in Eufaula has you covered. Locally owned and operated, licensed and bonded, we're your trusted Bryant Factory authorized dealer. And just like Bryant says, we service everything we sell. So stay cool all summer long with Benefield's Heating and Cooling. Call 334-695-8039 today and be a cool cat this season.
When it comes to professional gutter installation, Gutterman Dothan has you covered. Voted Best of the Wiregrass 7 years in a row, we provide top-notch gutter services across the Wiregrass area. Protect your home from rainstorms with our premium gutter system designed to prevent foundation cracks and water damage. Trust Gutterman for expert installation, quality materials, and a beautiful durable finish.
In 1983, the first mobile phone was introduced to the public by the Motorola Company, and that was the same year Pam Freeman started her State Farm business. For 40 years, both have saved time and money. Whether it's auto, homeowners, condo renters, personal articles, business, life, or health, Pam Freeman State Farm has been there for you. Call Pam's office and let Kathy Bennett help you with all your quotes and needs. You won't find a more helpful staff anywhere. Come by and see them at 322 East Barber Street in Eufaula or call 687-7034.
3rd and 10 from the 41-yard line. Wright calls for and takes his quarterback, takes a snap. He's going to run straight forward. He's going to pick up 2 yards to the 43-yard line. 4th and 8 punting situation now for Eufaula as they'll send the punt team in from the sidelines.
I ought to go for it, Keith. So far, we had slowed them down a whole lot. So,
well, they've thrown the ball effectively, but that last one was played well. It was just a tip ball that no one else was there. The receiver played it better, and once he caught it, then he cut back against the grain, and there was no one there. Big punt from Alvarez. It's going to roll down around the 12-yard line. So, from the 43-yard line, a 45-yard punt from Alvarez, and Alvarez has really done a good job punting for the Tigers this year, Doug.
He's definitely the MVP through the first quarter, and plus 1 play or 2 plays here in the second. As he's done a good job of keeping them backed up.
So the 5th possession already for Williamson here in the second quarter, 11:14 to go in the second quarter. They'll have it 1st and 10 from their 12-yard line. Really a pistol formation this time as Withers will be directly behind the quarterback, Dinkins. Motion. They're going to hand it to Withers around the right end. And one man did bring Withers down that time after he crossed the 15 to the 18-yard line. So a gain of 6 on that play. Doug, and I don't know if that was just a great block, but the receiver or whoever the end of the line was sustained that block for a long, long time.
I've watched some of those. It would be called holding in a lot of places. I'm not going to say it is, but we've definitely seen it be called holding on multiple occasions before.
So 2nd and 4 from the 18-yard line. The snap, they'll head it to Withers again. This time he breaks the line of scrimmage. He's in the secondary. Touchdown saving tackle by Nayland Murphy as Withers is going to have a career night here, it looks like, as he takes it from the 18-yard line out to the 40, 22-yard gain. He already has a 21-yard gain earlier this half. Quick wide receiver screen and solo tackle on the sidelines by Christian Jackson up at the 44-yard line. Only a gain of 4 on that play.
I was watching the change then, and they had not been completely set when they snapped the ball.
So 2nd and 4 again for Williamson. Tigers move, but I don't think they got in the neutral zone, but they're stopping the clock. Eufaula calls the timeout. With the quick timeout, we'll step aside. Be back after this.
Since 1953, Flowers Insurance Agency has been protecting you and your assets with policies tailored to your specific needs. Whether it's commercial, personal lines, life insurance, or employee benefits, including your employer-offered health insurance, Flowers Insurance has you covered. With access to over 50 insurance carriers, we provide the trusted service and products you deserve. It's simple. Call Flowers Insurance in downtown Eufaula today and
At Glover Funeral Home, family means everything. Owned and operated by Kendall and Caroline Hanahan Glover. We live by our motto, our family serving your family. We treat each family we serve as one of our own, providing care and support during your time of need. Our dedicated staff is available 24/7 by email, phone, or in person. When you need us most, Glover Funeral Home is here for you because family always comes first.
2nd and 6 from the 44-yard line of Williamson. They lead 21-0 with 10:16 to go in the second quarter. It'll be Withers once again. He is hit in the backfield, and the Tigers actually bring him down for a loss this time. He was stopped for a 2-yard loss on the game's first offensive play. This time the Tigers force a 1-yard loss. Good penetration that time up front for Eufaula. That brings up a 3rd down and 7, Doug. Tigers have forced one punt from Williamson already tonight. Trying to do so here for the second time, about the same spot on the field as where Williamson punted the first time. It was only a 5-yard punt the first time for Williamson. No safety on the field for Eufaula. Everyone up. Going to throw it now. Has a man there. Just a nice throw and catch. Good coverage by Eufaula, but a perfect pass and a good catch. And did not get the number of the Tiger. Now, once again, they're going to snap the ball before the chains are set. They hand it to Withers, and they do that after a first down, though. They catch the defense not ready. Lord, that was so fast. It's just hard to it was a 15-yard gain on that pass play.
12 yards.
And that was 12 on that one. So back-to-back first downs. Withers again as he will take it inside the 30 to the 27.
This drive started on their own
12. 6-yard gain on that play. You're going to Withers straight up the middle once again. He'll have another first down as he picks up 4. Because I think I smell.
Oh, I know I do.
Smell wacky weed.
I know what that is.
First and 10 from the Tiger 22-yard line. It's been a quick drive, but this will be the 9th play of this drive, again, back at the 12. 8:34 and counting here. There they go. They hand it off up the middle.
We have our ends are actually waiting on him in the backfield when he's handed the ball, but their line and just the speed and strength, they get positive yards. Ellis comes in now, the linebacker. Well, actually, he's going to check right back out.
So 2nd down and 8. Dinkins takes it. He's looking. He's got plenty of time to throw. He's going to throw it. That time it was good coverage by Nayland Murphy. He was stride for stride. He forced a high pass that sailed incomplete. So 3rd down and 8 here. Certainly 4-down territory here at the Tiger 20-yard line. But for the most part, the Tiger defensive backs have done a good job covering these receivers. They've just been Dinkins has thrown a very accurate passes tonight.
Very good passes, very good catches by this Williamson crew so far. As good as we've seen this year.
So 3rd down and 8 from the 20-yard line goes Dinkins with 7:45 the clock stopped here in the second quarter. Tiger defense with 4 defensive linemen this time, and Williamson will call their first timeout of the game. So with timeout on the field, we'll take a timeout as well. Be back after this commercial break.
Easy Metal Building Kits, pole barns, and metal roofing supplies. APEC Metal Express carries multiple kit sizes and colors with at-home DIY instruction. APEC Metal Express, fast delivery, superior quality, excellent customer service.
We're back at Williamson, where Williamson, the Lions, face a 3rd down and 8 from the 20-yard line of Eufaula. Tiger defense is not, even though the score is 21-0, Tiger defense has played well at times. They've just been chunk plays and a missed tackle here and there.
Williamson has not made the mistakes Eufaula's made either.
That's right. Tigers with 2 turnovers in the first quarter. Early in the first quarter that really spotted Williamson.
That should have been
bootleg. Quarterback looking to throw Dinkins. He throws it back. Has a man there. It's caught, but I believe he was out of bounds. Yeah. They will say out of bounds. So 4th and 8 after the incomplete pass. It's a well-designed play that time by Williamson. It was a bootleg. He rolled to the right. It was a wheel route to the left as the back he faked to came out of the backfield, but he was covered well. The Tiger defense was not fooled. It's going to be 4th and 8 from the 20 with 7:37 to go here in the second quarter.
I think it was number 33 for the defensive end for the Tigers that had a shot at the quarterback. Keith did a good job of just making sure the quarterback knew he was there, and he bumped him, but he did not take him down. It could be a little frustration, in that situation sometimes. Big 4th down now for the Lions and the Tigers.
Dinkins dropping back. It could be intercepted.
Didn't keep our feet, but he caught it.
Well, basically, we didn't gain anything, but it is a turnover.
He caught it right on scrimmage,
too. It was 4th down. So, but if he could have kept his feet, he might have been in a foot race the other end. But either way, the Tiger defense holds.
Hey, that's a turnover. That's what we wanted, so maybe there'll be something positive after a turnover now by the Williamson Lions. An interception turnover.
So 7:31 to go here in the second quarter, and the Tigers take over at their 20. Already out is the Tiger offense. They will snap it. They will throw it outside, and
we can't stand up.
We cannot keep our feet.
We keep running that play that's
2 yards.
A lateral a couple of times, and I think with the exception of the first time we ran it, we've lost yards.
We ran that play on the first play of the game, and it was a positive gain of 8.
You have to remember, we're on turf again.
Tigers did not play well on turf, or did not have a good result on turf in Troy a couple of weeks back. 2nd and 13, actually, where they spotted it. It's about a loss of 3. Wright takes it. He hands it to Slaughter. Slaughter ahead for a yard.
Oh, man.
What do they call?
Personal foul.
Is it against the Tigers?
Us, yes. Watch the replay.
I was just talking about frustration coming through. That's our replay's probably 30 seconds behind right now. It's still showing the interception from earlier. Let's see. That's too far. See if I can back it back up.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the offense. That penalty's enforced half the distance to the goal.
Great.
3rd down.
So it was already going to be 3rd and 12. Now it's 3rd and 22. The Tigers spread out here. Will they put it in the air? No, they handed it. No, Jalen Wright tries to keep it. He is dancing around, and he will. I guess when all is said and done, he lost a yard. So 4th down and quite a ways to go. That was one thing we talked about on the way down here today was trying to figure out how the Tigers might score against this Williamson defense. And a lot of speed, a lot of quickness. And another thing, Doug, they go against their offense in practice, I'm sure, all the time. And so they see a talented offense with a lot of speed, and it's just very difficult for the Tigers to catch them out of position. Alvarez is going to be going to fall on the ball in the end zone for a safety. Or do they say a touchdown? He lost it. It was recovered by Williamson in the end zone for a touchdown. So now the mercy rule may come into effect, Doug. It's going to be 35 with a successful extra point. It's going to be 35-0 here in the second quarter.
That's the only good thing. We'll get home early, and if we get out of here before too long, we might still be able to pass the drug test next week.
I was trying to see, Doug. The snap was a little high, but Alvarez just could not corral it. And
well, he's done a good job up to this point. So
this is probably going to be a situation, folks, where I've kept stats, but it's moved very fast. We're at 5:54 to go here in the second quarter.
Flag comes out. We got too many folks on the field?
I'm not sure. It's 27-0. I counted.
Substitution infraction.
Yeah.
On the defense. The penalties enforced half the distance to the goal. Still play the try.
So they'll kick it. It's 27. I actually incorrectly said it. They did not score. The Tiger defense stopped them on the last possession. So Doug, you might as well say the third turnover of the first half for Eufaula. We talked about pregame. If the Tigers don't have any chance, they'd had to be maybe +3 in this game, and they are -2. -2, and one of those was on a 4th down. So point after was good. So it's 28-0. Williamson. So the Tiger offense, Doug, will be back on the field after this exchange on the kickoff. And so this will be the 5th kickoff already for Williamson tonight. And you know, Williamson just has executed clean, except for the Tigers got in there and forced a errant throw as they deflected the pass last time. It was intercepted, but we couldn't keep our feet. And the Tiger offense got it at the 20-yard line. Could not do anything with it. The punt from the 8, bad snap, recovered by Williamson in the end zone, 28-0.
And I got us for positive 9 yards on offense right now. So
but we started out probably plus 20 some odd in the first 3 or 4 plays.
5, 6. The last 7 plays have been for no gain or a loss as far as running the ball.
So here's the kickoff. Ball's in the air. It's going to be kicked deep. It's going to be fielded at the 20-yard line, up the right side, across the 30 to the 35-yard line. I believe it was the Notre Dame commit on the tackle. Ellis McGaskin on the tackle, the 6'1", 217-pound linebacker on the tackle. You follow with the ball at the 36-yard line.
We got change, Keith.
Yeah. They got Jalen Wright at running back now and Malik Lynn in at quarterback, the sophomore.
Another late flag. Number 5 looked like he got that one for them. He's going to check out of the game. Don't need to ask us. We're going to take it. Just mark it off.
The play lost a yard, so but it'll be a dead ball foul.
Jalen's carried the ball 7 times. Of course, part of it was as a quarterback. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness.
5.
The penalties enforced 15 yards from the end of the run. Results in a first down.
5 has been for negative yards. 1 was for a fumble. He's only had 1 good positive yard, 1 good gain.
So
that'll take it way out close to midfield.
But putting Jalen at tailback, you think that we're going to run straight ahead some now?
Well, at least keeps the clock going.
5:35 and counting from midfield of the Tigers. Wright takes it. He is hit hard. 1 yard gain, Doug. It's basically an Oklahoma drill down there right now. And one of our linemen's helmet came off.
Jalen's running good and hard, but he's getting popped hard too. It's number 58 is going to have to check out. I don't know why we can't keep a helmet on this year. We've discussed that, but it's a yard gain into Lions territory. It's 49-yard line. Number 51 will check into the game now. On the line is there walking over. That's going to be a timeout on Williamson.
Williamson calls a timeout. 2nd down and 9 for Eufaula. 5:07 on the clock. And I guess we're getting a late start, so we'll keep it here, Doug. You know, Williamson would get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. So still 5 minutes. There's been a lot of possessions. This is already the 6th possession. I'm not counting the muffed kickoff. So the Tigers have had the ball on offense 6 times already tonight. Williamson with 5 possessions already in this game. So still 5 minutes. There's still time for another possession or two in this first half, the way things have been going.
The coaching staff for Williamson was wanting to discuss something. They went with the head official there. There's something Eufaula's doing they didn't like and was questioning what was going on. The head official gave them an explanation, and they seemed to be okay with that. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Tigers as he's going to go over and discuss something with Jarrell. Now, I don't know, maybe whatever we're doing, he's going to tell us we can't do anymore or something. I have no idea, but that's what the whole timeout was about.
So I'm being quite honest, Doug. If I was up 28-0, not even 19 minutes into the game, I don't think I would be too concerned about what the other team was doing. That wasn't an obvious situation. So right back at quarterback now. He takes a snap. No, it's Malik Lena going to throw it deep. He has a man there. It's going to be caught. Nice catch down there on the far sideline. It was Zyda Vose. We will see that combination next year.
So
next year.
33.
From the 49-yard line down to the 16-yard line. That is 33 yards on the throwing catch. You're talking about no smoking facility right now. And I think I smell a Black and Mild right now. It was something different from that earlier. It's going to be a procedure penalty on Eufaula. First and 10 from the 16-yard line. It was going to be a quarterback keeper out of the G-line set, but that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Snap infraction, they say. But Doug, that was the first down for Eufaula in quite some time.
Yeah, nice throw and catch, and then we follow it up with a 5-yard penalty. I don't know about a snap infraction, Keith. Our whole right side did move, but usually the center moving the ball. But it'll make it 1st and 15 now. Tigers have changed the offense. Wright goes back at quarterback.
Right, low snap. He's going to look to throw. He throws it. It's caught. It's going to be a pickup from the 21 to the 10. That's an 11-yard gain on that play. So that was Jalen Wright back in the game at quarterback who threw that pass. So it'll be 2nd down, Tigers. 2nd down and 4 from the 10.
Tigers looking to get on the scoreboard here. 4:30 to go and the clock rolling in the 2nd.
Tigers shifting now. They're going to shift back into that heavy set. It's going to be from the short side of the field. Wright's going to take it. He cuts back inside. He's going to be into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. No flags. No flags on the play. It is a 10-yard touchdown run by Jalen Wright. And Doug, where has this been? Just a little bit too late. 4:16 to go in the 2nd quarter, but it's 21-6. Now the Tigers have notched the scoreboard.
It's got to start somewhere, and holding on to the ball and driving it down the field was a good start there for the Tigers. They're going to line up in the swinging gate to see Williamson. I thought they had waited too late on that touchdown run, Keith. as they seemed to let Williamson switch over before they snapped the ball, but Jalen was able to find some daylight, quickly burst into the end zone for the touchdown.
64-yard drive for the Tigers. Here's a snap. Placement, the kick is up for the R.W. Wingate point after touchdown, and it is good. And with 4:16 to go in the first half of play, Williamson leads 28-7, Doug. That was a 64-yard drive and only 5 plays. The 33-yard pass play was a big play. There was a 15-yard penalty against Williamson that really kind of jump-started the drive for the Tigers, but some life. Too bad the Tigers don't get the ball to start the second half, but we spotted them 7. Without that spotting them 7.
They've only done one time tonight, like you said, it really wasn't a turnover. The interception on the last drive they had deep in Tiger territory where they went for it on 4th down. The quarterback got hit right as he was throwing it. Ball went straight up in the air. Tigers were able to intercept it, but on 4th down, he actually came down right at the line of scrimmage, so if it would have fell incomplete, it still would have been a turnover, but it does go down as a turnover. So we'll see as the Tigers kick off now, Keith. We look back, said all week that they would not kick to number 4. He's not back deep. It looks like it's 11 back deep. Trying to see if I see 4 out there, and I do not. But they're scooting up. They're not showing Wingate much respect.
Unless they think it's going to be an onside kick.
At the 21.
Surely we would not onside kick.
Well, I think because we're in a huddle, and we do an onside kick out of the huddle. And
they recovered it.
They got it.
They recovered it. Number 3, I believe, got on the football. Well,
not a bad idea.
Well, I mean, that's an aggressive play. I mean, we're here. We're not just here to play the game. We're here to try to win the game, Doug, and that's sending a message to the team. This will be the 6th possession for Williamson now, but the 6th possession for Eufaula had a good result.
One of the Tigers came out, I thought, with the ball there, and I saw the official getting on to one of their men going to the sideline. But, it was a good time to try it. Good heads-up play. Just weren't able to gather it in. You had 11 men going against 5 there to try to get it.
So, actually, they're going to shift someone over here to the right side. They're going to hand it to the back. Good job. Well, my goodness, it looked like we're going to bring him down right around the line of scrimmage and maybe a 2 or 3 yard gain. Instead, it's going to be a gain of 6 or 7.
That was number 1 for Williamson's.
They're going to mark off a penalty against Williamson, 16th. Apparently.
Well, we'll take that yardage away. Hey.
They're going to mark it from. They're going to do it from the spot of foul, but the spot of foul had to be pretty close to the line of scrimmage because it's going to be basically an 8-yard penalty. It'll be first and 18.
Yeah, that's another one you just see discrepancy in. They went over that rule last year, I think, supposed to be from the line of scrimmage, but it's pretty close to first and about 18 now, I guess, something like that.
Tigers pretty much are playing without a safety tonight. They hand it again and stacking up for a gain of a yard, maybe 2. Was Withers on the carry out to the 41-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 2 on that play.
Better than his last carry, so we'll take that. 16 carries for 106 yards now for the running back for the Lions.
Isn't he like the 5'8", 220? Is that?
He's 5'8", 200 on their roster, so that's still
pretty fast for 200 too.
You're going to empty backfield now on second down and about along 16. Quarterback going to take. Dinkins going to throw it. It's complete. Man, moving back inside. It's going to go for a touchdown. Just shifty. Actually, we're going to track him down from behind. Good speed that time to track it down, but it's a big play inside the 15 of Eufaula. Doug, was that Nayland Murphy, I think it ran him down?
Murphy, they called him, yeah. They're going to go in a hurry here too, Keith.
to the 13-yard line. So a 46-yard throw and catch. Around the end goes the running back. He's into the end zone for a touchdown, I believe. Maybe they spotted him out. It is. He was out of bounds around 3, I suppose.
How many yards on the pass?
It was.
You just said 30.
It was 46. 46. It's first and goal from the 3. And they are going to call. But Doug, I can't second guess the onside kick, but you're late in the first half. Of course, it doesn't take Williamson long to score anyway, but with them looking for an onside kick, if you kick it deep over their head, they're running backwards to try to get the ball while you're bearing down on them.
It just took too long to execute. I don't know if the official was standing over the ball or what. He sure don't stand over it when they're snapping it, but we stood there in the huddle too long and allowed them to adjust. Kind of the same way we did on the scoring play. We came out in the G set and caught them off guard, and they was able to shift to the inside. It looked like they might stop it, but we were able to score there, but just took too long on the kickoff, and their coaching staff was able to get them to adjust.
I mean, it's only been a minute and 18 seconds on this possession, and they've got first and goal from the 3. So we said when there was about 5 minutes ago, there was still time for a couple of more possessions by each team, and goodness, looks like that may happen. 28-7, Eufaula leads. 2:57 to go in the first half. I'm sorry, Williamson leads. I misspoke. Wishful thinking there. Under center for the first time tonight. They're going to hand it off from basically a straight T formation. They're going to throw a foul flag. It's probably going to be a face mask. Tigers did a good job of stopping the back, but his helmet came off, and more than likely that will be a penalty. And that was on the linebacker that carried the ball that time, Doug. It was McGaskin.
Yeah, he's bullish when he runs the ball, and that time the Tigers was bullish on him, but just messed around and got a face mask too as they stopped him in the backfield. But it's going to go half the distance to the goal because of the face mask. And Keith, that was from the 3 to the 1, so that's some of that new math.
I think they moved it just back just a little bit. It's about the 1.5 now. But the Tiger defense stiffened on that play. It was unfortunate they got a face mask, but it was going to be a loss of a yard or two. As it is, it's first and goal under center. T formation. They're going to hand it off going left this time. And Withers is into the end zone untouched this time. That's just a tough on a defense because they can go left or right or straight up the middle out of that T formation. And that's that time it was a touchdown. So 34-7 now with 2:29 to go in the first half of play. 1:46. Minute 46 off the clock on that Williamson possession that moved 53 yards. They have been good on every extra point. The first one barely got over the crossbar. The rest of them have been they've cleared by a good bit more, and this one's going to be up and through as well. So 35-7 is the score with 2:29 to go here in the first half of play. So 4 plays that counted, 53 yards, 1:46 off the clock.
I was asked my score prediction, Keith, and I was hoping I was way wrong, but I think I told Charles 48-7. I didn't mean in the first half, but sure headed that way.
Yeah, and I didn't say this in the pregame show, nor did I talk about it in the coaches show, but the opponents' records that Williamson only played 2 teams that had winning record this year. That was UMS Wright with 6 wins and Viger with 9 wins. Otherwise,
teams from their region, so it's hard to judge. Yeah.
So it's hard to judge. Otherwise, nobody else they played had a winning record. The next closest was Citronelle with a 5-5 record. They played a winless Murphy. They played Faith only had one victory this season, so you really didn't know until you saw them. But you watched them on film, and of course they passed the eye test with the speed they have on defense. Kickoff from the 20 is going to cross the 30 up to the 34-yard line. But
sometimes teams live up to the hype, and sometimes they don't.
But so far, of course, it's been the Tigers helping the Williamson Lions with mistakes here. Already 3 big mistakes by the Tigers. They muffed the opening kickoff, did not play it. For the second time this year on the opening kickoff, the Tigers have allowed the kickoff team to recover the kick, and Williamson quickly turned that into 7 points. Then it was a turnover by the Tigers, a fumble on exchange, and then a punt snap that was dropped in the end zone that was a defensive touchdown. There's a throw and a catch up near the first down marker. They're going to give him the first down out to the 44-yard line. So 10-yard gain on that pass play from the 34 to the 44. So the Tigers with 2:10 on the clock. Wright back at quarterback. Going to hand it off to Slaughter. Slaughter through the line of scrimmage. Running hard at Slaughter. He's going to take it up to near midfield. They're going to give him 5 yards. And another Tiger lineman with a helmet off, Doug. And a late flag comes down. I'm not sure what that is. There's a 5-yard gain. This is definitely a dead ball penalty, but it came from this man back behind the Williamson defense, Doug. And so it'll be interesting to see what they call here. It's a 5-yard gain. So that's 15 yards the Tigers have gained in 2 plays here on this possession.
Not sure, Keith. I didn't see what went on, and that kind of came from no man's land.
So another 15-yard penalty against Williamson, Doug, and that gives the Tigers a first down. That's going to give them a first down around the 36-yard line. So
last time they got a unsportsmanlike, we took it in for 7. Maybe we can do it again. Tigers should have 2 timeouts, shouldn't they? That shows 1. And Williamson just took their 3rd and last timeout of the half. Tigers were, according to statewide power rankings, about a 30-point underdog coming into this game, going by year-long power rankings, which is generally pretty close, but not always. I mean, you throw out the records when you start the playoffs, but so far it's been spot on.
So we've kept it here during the timeout. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the 36-yard line of Williamson when play resumes. 1:57 on the clock here before halftime. The score is 35-7. And we've talked about the Tiger miscues already, but the Tigers have pretty much so spotted Williamson 2 touchdowns. Now Williamson would be ahead in this game either way, but the game certainly could be closer than it is right now.
Did not have not come in and done what we wanted to do, and that's not play mistake free, which we have not done that at all in the first half. And if we'd have done some of those things, maybe be a lot closer in this game, most definitely. But Williamson, a good quality ball club, and they would probably be ahead either way. But just one of them nights as the year has gone. I'm not sure if we're just snake bit sometimes, but a lot of it we cause our own problems. An extra long time out here, Keith, is the coach from Williamson. Spent a long time talking to the head official about something he didn't like. He's going to go out and huddle up with his officials, and maybe Eufaula's doing something he doesn't like, and he's going to tell them to watch out for it. But it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the 36-yard line of the Lions.
So shotgun formation for Jalen Wright. He'll have one back flanking him to the left. I believe it's Slaughter. Rowlett takes it. He's going to throw it. It was short, but it doesn't matter. Probably not such a bad thing. It would have been a gain on the play, but it was 3-on-1. Slaughter might have had 5 yards if he'd have caught it. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Wright just getting rid of the ball that time as they had a lot of pressure coming, and if Slaughter would have looked a little bit sooner, you like the fact that if he could have gathered it in, maybe made something happen, but it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Tigers.
Wright takes a snap. He's looking to throw. He's going to pull it down and run this time. He's going to be caught from behind, but he does pick up about 6 yards on the play out to the 30. It's going to be 3rd down and 4, certainly 4 down territory here for the Tigers as the clock runs with 1:35 and counting. Still 29 seconds on the play clock. Wright takes a snap, going to hand it off, and tripping and falling at the line of scrimmage. So 4th down now. Doug, not in field goal range. Field goal won't help you down 28 anyway. It's unfortunate the Tigers didn't pick up any yardage on that play, but you want to run this down. And Tigers have 1 timeout remaining, but you don't want to give the ball back to the Lions even 70 yards away with much time left. Throw, good catch. Turn it back inside. It's Ty McCoy. He's going to take it inside the 20. So the Tigers going to pick up 11 yards and a 1st down with 50 seconds. That clock stops the clock with 50 seconds left. 11 yards on that pass play from Wright to McCoy. The Tigers going to have to keep the ball in the air here. So we're under about 45 seconds now as they set it. Wright's going to run the ball here. He kind of hesitates, and I think, did I see a flag thrown on the far sideline? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's a shadow. But Wright goes down.
Stopping the clock for some reason here.
I thought I saw a flag, and that would be against a defensive back, possibly for illegal contact or something downfield.
Well, he just pointed towards Eufaula from back over that way. We didn't even have anybody down the field that far yet. He's standing over the.
There's a flag, right? That's where I saw the flag. He threw the flag right at where the 1st down marker would be at the 19.
That's got to be against the defense.
That's what I thought.
During the play, holding on the defense.
Told you, legal contact.
The Boo Birds come out, and that's they ain't had many penalties tonight. They didn't listen to that PSA a while ago, did they?
So the Tigers, with 38 seconds to go, Doug, they're going to have it 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Tigers scored in this situation earlier. It was a 10-yard run by Jalen Wright. They're in the G-line set. Once again, that's the formation they scored in. Maybe they have a different play off of it, because certainly Williamson will be looking for that play that Wright scored off of.
Only 2 linemen to the left of the center.
Throws it. It's going to be a short gain. Ty McCoy stays in bounds, but finally forced out around the 5.
He gets thrown down on the sideline, out of bounds. A lot of whistles.
Play only took 8 seconds.
Something the head official's talking to the line, so the guy right in the center of the line threw a flag that time, Keith. I don't see it on the ground, but it has to be with all the discussion. They're going to say legal receiver downfield, unless maybe one of your receivers maybe was not covered or was covered or whatever.
You can't,
because a lineman didn't have time to get downfield that quick.
He rolled out a long way, and sometimes they might have thought he was going to run the ball there. So we'll have to take that 4-yard gain off there, because they'll take this penalty. It's going to be 5 yards. It'll be 1st and goal from the 14 with 30 seconds exactly to go.
Tigers need to be aware, too, that clock will probably start back as soon as they set it.
So 1st and goal from the 14. 1 timeout still for Eufaula. 30 seconds on the clock. They do trail by 28, 35-7. Here late stages of the first half. Jalen Wright is the quarterback. Towards Slaughter flanks him to the left.
I think the Williamson coach was wanting a runoff there for the penalty, but that's not the case there.
I don't think that happens in high school football.
Maybe
Wright drops back. He's going to flush to his right. He's going to throw a short pass to Ty McCoy, who was coming across, and McCoy
tackled inbounds.
Well, they stopped it. They waved the clock didn't stop soon enough, but that was only a gain of 5. But it's actually stopped. I guess it did stay in bounds because Eufaula used their final timeout. But Ty McCoy really took a big hit on that play, and you could hear the crowd really get into it as Wright just kind of shuffled it forward to McCoy, who was further down the field. But I don't know but what Wright might have been better off keeping that ball. His momentum was going upfield, whereas McCoy was coming across.
Yeah. He took a big shot, couldn't get out of bounds, so it's going to bring up second down. The Tigers are going to have to get the ball in the end zone here, Keith, which Wright doesn't have a lot of time to do anything with it, but with no timeouts, they're going to have to throw it in the end zone.
So if you throw an incomplete pass here on third down, oh, it's just second. Is it still second? It is second down. So the Tigers have 3 plays to get in the end zone from just inside the 10 if they throw incomplete passes.
You can't complete it short of the end zone, which sometimes we have not always played the smartest ball in these situations. You got to get it in the end zone or get it out of bounds.
It's going to be Perry Denard is the back in the backfield with Wright now.
He is very good at catching it out of the backfield on a little short pass. Let's see if he comes out to the left.
Wright takes it. He's gonna look to run this time. He's gonna hit down in bounds, but that keeps the clock running.
Come on, get up.
They're gonna try to kick a field goal here, but they're not gonna get it off. There's no way they'll get it off. They should spike this ball, but they're not gonna spike it. They're not gonna get Doug. Doug, you spike the ball. If you're going to kick a field goal, you got the offense in there, you spike the ball, then you have plenty of time to bring your field goal unit in.
I agree. Like I said before that snap, we're not the best at game management in that situation. We've shown it all year. And there again, in the big scheme of things, it's only really costing you 3 points, but it's a positive 3 points.
Well, you'll put you in double figures. I mean,
very few folks have been there this year.
Probably nobody scored 10 points in the first half.
Right.
14 is the most that was given up the whole time, and that was 7 in the first half and 7 in the second half by Viger. So, I mean, as far as from a momentum standpoint, that would have been a big play to at least get 3 at the end of the first half. Either way, it's 35-7 here at halftime. We'll be back after this.
R.W. Wingate & Company is a full-service accounting firm and a supporter of Eufaula High Athletics. They are located at 102 North Orange Avenue, Eufaula, Alabama, but licensed in multiple states. Richard W. Wingate has over 25 years' experience in public accounting, and the firm's services include personal and business tax preparation, bookkeeping, sales tax preparation, payroll services, audit of nonprofit and government entities, and business consultation. When doing extra is the point, contact R.W. Wingate & Company for your accounting needs.
The family at Impressive Collision Center has been in business since 1940.
That's impressive.
Your transportation is one of the largest investments you have, so keep it looking new at Impressive. From a major crash to a small dent, Impressive can help.
Now, Impressive.
They work closely with all insurance companies and give you a great price on your minor mishaps.
Wow, impressive.
And don't forget to check out all the accessories from install winches, brush guards, and bed covers.
Impressive. Give them a call. Impressive Collision Center, 317 South Eufaula Avenue, 334-687-4400.
With the world changing all around us, everyone needs to be covered by insurance. So give Eric Glover with the Glover Agency a call and talk with Eric about auto, home, life, or last week's football game. Whatever your insurance needs, let Eric talk to you about being covered. The Glover Agency is located at 145 East Broad Street, Eufaula, Alabama. Call 334-687-0358.
Of all the improvements you can make to your home, it could be the most important is not seen or heard, only felt. The ultra-quiet, energy-efficient Carrier Infinity Home Comfort System provides premium comfort with a whole home air purifier that gives you confidence you're breathing healthier air. It's an essential part of any healthy home.
When it's football time, we at First Franklin Financial are big fans of our local teams, just like you. We've been part of the community for over 75 years, and when you need money for repairs or emergencies, we'll help you play offense. We offer fixed-rate loans up to $15,000 with easy payment plans and fast approvals. Visit 1ffc.com to find the location near you. Legal, all loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage License number 5656.
Hey Tiger fans, Daniel Pulley here, your local Chick-fil-A Eufaula owner-operator. We are proud to be the official sponsor for the Eufaula Tiger Coaches Show. Be sure to join us for the live show every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Our incredible team is ready to serve you. And don't forget, eat more chicken.
Precision Body Works is a state-of-the-art collision facility dedicated to providing customers with outstanding service and a quality repair experience. We have been serving Eufaula and the surrounding areas for over 20 years and have earned a reputation as being a premier collision repair center. Precision Body Works uses environmentally friendly PPG water-based paint and also offers 24-hour record service as well as top-of-the-line accessories from such brands as Cam Locker, Ranch Hand, Retrax, Weston, and WeatherTech. We are located at 1210 North Eufaula Avenue or call us at 334-687-4700. In sports, every point counts, and at Alpha Insurance, we know when it comes to your budget, every dollar counts. That's why we work to get you the lowest rates and best discounts available. Plus, every Alpha policy comes with personal service from our hometown team. Call Alpha to start saving today. In Eufaula, call Alpha agent Keith Bryan at 334-687-8268 or stop by our office at 1326A South Eufaula Avenue.
Looking for legal help you can count on right here at home? At Robertson Law Firm in Eufaula, we're your neighbors, and we're here to make life's challenges a little easier. Buying or selling property? We'll guide you through every step. Dealing with probate or estate matters? We'll walk alongside you with care and compassion. And if you've been injured, we'll fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Robertson Law Firm, trusted legal advice close to home. The representation is made of the quality of the legal services you perform, the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Real quick, as we're just back stats for the first half. Keith can go over his when he gets back up here in just a minute. Eufaula 8 for 12 in the passing department for 78 yards, 16 rushes for 24 yards on the ground. 102 yards total was the offense for the Tigers in the first half. Williamson, on the other hand, 21 rushes for 134 yards. 6 of 11 for 153 yards through the air with 1 touchdown and 1 interception, a total of 287 yards. So 185 yards difference in the two offenses. We're going to enjoy the Eufaula band at halftime. We'll take a break after them and come back with more stats.
I mean, literally, the game probably should be 21-10. Because honestly, we really like the game. We don't take 14 off.
But if we don't turn the ball over and run the kickoff, we might go to that. If we start off with the ball, we two times this year, open kickoff. Let me tell you what, Paul. My entire time playing football.
Now stand and cheer as the band does the chest and plays Hooray for Tigers!
I knew it'd be close to this now.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2025 Eufaula High School Home Tiger Rifle Band.
At Mid-South Bank, we pride ourselves on being the friendliest, most helpful bank in town. For over 100 years, we've been helping families prosper and helping businesses grow. Mid-South Bank is a local bank with local people making local decisions. We're a community bank who will always be there when you need us. Whatever banking services you need, we're here to help. Visit us today at 230 South Eufaula Avenue in Eufaula, or in Clayton at 16 South Midway Street, or online at bankmidsouth.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey, my name is Chris Wilkinson, and I am the pastor of First Baptist Church. We would love to have you come worship with us. Our worship service is 10 o'clock every Sunday morning. You can also go to our website to learn more about our ministries. Hope to see you Sunday, and go Tigers.
Attention contractors, is your metal roofing provider slowing you down? APEC Metal Express fills orders within a week. 40-year finish warranty, 17 different colors, and multiple truss styles. Work more and wait less.
When it comes to professional gutter installation, Gutter Man Dothan has you covered. Voted Best of the Wiregrass 7 years in a row, we provide top-notch gutter services across the Wiregrass area. Protect your home from rainstorms with our premium gutter system designed to prevent foundation cracks and water damage. Trust Gutterman for expert installation, quality materials, and a beautiful, durable finish.
At Glover Funeral Home, family means everything. Owned and operated by Kendall and Caroline Hanahan Glover. We live by our motto, our family serving your family. We treat each family we serve as one of our own, providing care and support during your time of need. Our dedicated staff is available 24/7 by email, phone, or in person. When you need us most, Glover Funeral Home is here for you because family always comes first.
Hey, we're back at Williamson. We're at halftime as we allowed you to enjoy the Mighty Tiger Marching Band, which from all intents and purposes, probably for the last time this season, as Williamson does lead Eufaula at halftime 35-7. But this is a game that certainly could have been closer here at half than it is. Eufaula, of course, Williamson won the opening kickoff. They deferred their option to the second half, so they will receive the second half kickoff. But on the opening kickoff, they came out kind of an unusual formation. Eufaula looked like they were expecting an onside kick, the way they were bunched together on the front line there. They actually kicked from the left hash mark. Not sure if they've done that previously this season or not, but they ended up kind of squibbing the ball down the field, and the deep man for Eufaula did not hustle and get on top of the football. Williamson got down there and covered it at the Tiger 22-yard line. So on the opening kickoff for the second time this season, the opposing team recovered it deep in Tiger territory. But unlike the first time that happened at Tiger Stadium, this time Williamson was able to cash that in for a touchdown. It took them 5 plays to move 22 yards. It was a 3-yard touchdown run by Todrick Withers. And only 2 minutes and 27 seconds into this game, Williamson took a 7-0 lead. But from there, Eufaula got the ball. They moved it to a quick first down. They took over the 37-yard line. They moved to a quick first down into Williamson territory down around the 44-yard line of Williamson. But then there was a fumble. Williamson recovered back at the Tiger 48-yard line, but the Tiger defense came in, did their job, forced a 3-and-out, and only 5-yard punt from Williamson gave the ball to Eufaula, in pretty good field position at their 43-yard line. The Tiger offense unable to get anything going. It was a 3-and-out for the Tigers. A nice punt, though, by Adam Alvarez pinned Williamson back at their 20-yard line. From there, it took 6 plays to move 80 yards and only a minute 41 seconds. It was an 8-yard run by Dinkins, the quarterback, and 14-0 was the score at that point with 3:40 to go in the first quarter play. Eufaula then went 3-and-out once again, punting from their own 8-yard line or 9-yard line. It was a kind of a high snap, not fielded well by the punter. Actually, it was not fielded at all. The ball was loose in the end zone. Williamson fell on it for a touchdown. And just like that, it was I'm sorry, that came later. This time, he did get the punt away. It was a 52-yard touchdown pass from Williamson that made it 21-0 with a minute 10 to go in the first quarter still. But from there, it was the situation on the next possession where Eufaula was pinned deep, and it was a botched punt snap that made it 28-0 with 7:31 to go in the first half. Eufaula actually, after that botched snap, after the kickoff, the Tigers moved for their only touchdown of the first half. They moved 64 yards in 5 plays. A 10-yard touchdown run by Jalen Wright, but the big play of that drive was a 33-yard pass play from the sophomore quarterback Malik Lynn to the junior receiver Zada Vose that took the Tigers deep into Williamson territory inside the 20-yard line, but it was ultimately paid off with Wright, the 10-yard run. That came with 4:16 to go in the first half. And the Tigers then came out, tried an onside kick that was recovered by Williamson. And Williamson moved quickly. In 4 plays, they moved 53 yards, and they scored to make it 35-7, which was our halftime score. But the Tigers' offense did mount one last charge before the end of the first half as they moved 57 yards in 7 plays down to a 1st and goal with 30 seconds left in the half. But the Tigers got tackled inbounds with no timeouts remaining. And on 3rd down, the Tigers tried to run the field goal in, and they did not make it in time to get the snap off to before the first half came to an end, Doug. So 35-7. You could easily put 3 more points on the board for the Tigers easily. The Tigers should have gotten a field goal attempt there at the end of the first half. The Tigers gifted Williamson at least 14 points in the first half. So this game easily could be closer than it is. We're not trying to presume the Tigers could be leading this game. Williamson's got an excellent football team, but it easily could be 21-10 here at halftime.
Yeah, that's probably would be very accurate. While we have a moment, if we can get Charles to go over there. Merrill's been real good about giving us some scores. I saw some interesting scores there while I was filling in for you a minute ago, Charles. If you have a second to scan through some of those, we'll get you to pull your mic down and give us an update on a few of them if you have them.
Well, we've got Leroy, 21, Elba, nothing in the second quarter. Let's see, something might make.
I saw an Auburn.
Saw Russell County here, 16. Gulf Shores, 12 in the second quarter. Moody, 28. Comer, 7. Close by here, Fairhope, 45. James Clemens, 40.
No defense in that one, is it?
Saraland, 21. Wetumpka, 10, second quarter. Glenwood, 21. Thomasville, 7. Spain Park, 30. Macador, 13. That's on the first quarter. Here's one. Valley, 21. Shelby County, 12 in the second quarter.
I saw an Opelika score on there somewhere.
I got a Vestavia Hills, 21. Auburn, 14 in the second quarter. think that's all.
That's an interesting game because Auburn's actually at home and was a number 2 seed in that region. But they had played Vestavia Hills early in the year. Vestavia Hills had beat them. But Vestavia Hills number 3 seed and had to go to Auburn. So good close matchup. I don't remember what the score was exactly, but Opelika's score was on there. It was a close ball game. But Merle gives us a lot of updates on our board that we don't get a chance to thank him very much, but we wanted to tell him we appreciate him.
We need to give a shout out to Sarge tonight. We know he's back home listening.
I guarantee you he's at home saying, I told y'all to watch number 1 and told you to watch number 3 and number 5, and he's been spot on with his scouting report so far tonight.
Hey, we've been watching them. We've been watching them run up and down the field.
That's true. That's true.
I found the Opelika score was 14-6. Opelika trailing in the second quarter.
Well, the Eufaula Tigers are headed back to the sideline, and Williamson Lions huddled up at their 10, fixing to come to the sideline. 21 seconds on the play clock, so we'll be underway with the second half kickoff here in just a few moments. We'll take a commercial timeout before the start of the second half and be back with more Tiger football.
Looking for quality furniture at unbeatable prices? Come to Holly Home Furnishings in Eufaula. From cozy living room sets to stylish bedroom suites and modern appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house feel like a home. With flexible financing options, convenient delivery, and friendly local service, shopping has never been easier. Visit us today on South Eufaula Avenue and see why Holly Home Furnishings is your hometown choice. Holly Home Furnishings, helping your house feel like home.
Looking for legal help you can count on right here at home? At Robertson Law Firm in Eufaula, we're your neighbors, and we're here to make life challenges a little easier. Buying or selling property? We'll guide you through every step. Dealing with probate or estate matters? We'll walk alongside you with care and compassion. And if you've been injured, we'll fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Robertson Law Firm, trusted legal advice close to home. The representation is made with the quality of legal services demonstrated in the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
We're back at Williamson High School. The clock is set to 12. Ball is about to get set on the tee, and we're about to get back started here, Doug. It's kind of gotten late. It seemed like they were running this at a pretty good clip earlier in the first half, but some penalties, and it kind of slowed down. It's 18 minutes until 9 o'clock, 8:42. Williamson expecting an onside kick here as the Tigers are bunched up here. I would be very surprised to see the Tigers kick an onside kick here down 28. They're going to fake the onside kick. Now they're going to come back up and kick it deep, and Williamson falls back.
If you're going to do an onside kick, do it now that they've shifted back.
They could pooch it. There's a pretty big hole over on the far sidelines, and we'll see what they do. They're going to pooch it that way, right over there to that hole we were talking about. It hits the ground, takes it. The Tigers are going to recover it. I believe they had a chance at it.
Chance too, and
did we recover? We had the ball. Now, whether we actually got it or not, I don't know, because we had it, and we did get it. We got it at the 20-yard line. So, Doug, a great way to start the second half. I have never seen a game like this where –
well, don't be so sure yet, because now as you look back, there's a flag back up the field. I think they're going to try to say you follow. But that's not even the guy that showed. That guy lined up and was watching the Williamson front for offsides where that flag is. The guy on this side.
It looks like.
So if that's what that flag is.
No, I don't think so.
The kick was recovered by Eufaula. The first down Eufaula.
Okay.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on Eufaula. That penalty is enforced 15 yards from the dead ball recovers for first down.
So, but Doug, Eufaula will retain possession of the ball. But I'm telling you, I don't remember a game at any level, much less one I was watching, much less one we're doing, where the team that kicked the ball off ended up with the ball at the beginning of each half.
That's a new one on me, too.
So Eufaula will have it first and 10 at the 34-yard line of Williamson.
I did not see the unsportsmanlike conduct. Lined up in the heavy G set.
Jalen Wright's going to pick his way through, and when all is said and done, Doug, he picked up a yard.
No blocking there as he was actually tackled by 4 or 5 folks. 2 or 3 missed him in the backfield, so I guess the 2 or 3 folks for Williamson defense that didn't actually have a part in the tackle that time will probably be in trouble in the film room. Just nowhere to go.
So kind of unusual with the special teams touchdown for Williamson. Eufaula has 2 more possessions than Williamson at this point. Low snap, Wright's going to throw it. It's going to be a pick 6. It hung up in the air, and so Doug, we already have a special teams touchdown, and now we're going to have a defensive touchdown. That's just high risk, low reward when you throw a long out route, and that ball was snapped from the far hash mark, and we tried to throw it all the way across the field. And
you can take 2 games this year. We've had more pick 6s than most any team I've ever seen in the whole season.
I'm going to be honest. I would go ahead and make a change, start working on next year.
Absolutely.
41-7.
It's very probable going to be a running clock after this extra point if it's good. That's something I don't think I've ever seen in a Eufaula game on Eufaula side. Running clock. The other way I have.
But I mean, I just probably need to keep my comments to myself. But, Doug, that's just – the player was open momentarily, but it just took too long for the ball to get there. And that's just too long of a throw. I mean, even on the college and the pro level, you hear them talk about throwing it all the way back across the field on an out route, what a strong arm it takes. And Jalen Wright has a strong arm, but the defensive back, he wasn't open enough. The defensive back made a good play on the ball. He cut it off, and of course, once he picked it off going the other way, it was a foot race, and it was about a
and they have
about a 78 to 80-yard return for a touchdown.
They have walked up and really hadn't been playing a safety in the center of the field, but we have yet to exploit throwing to the center of the field.
Well, I mean, one of the reasons why a lot of coaches like taller quarterbacks is so he has the vision to throw to the center of the field. And, Wright is an outstanding athlete, but he's not the tallest. And so that may be one of the reasons why we retreated.
Well, he didn't. And Wright ran away onto this side of the field. I don't know. I thought maybe to start with they were going to throw a pass over here to him, but no, we need to go with the folks who's going to block. And I don't know. I'm like you. I need to take your advice there and just not say anything. But there's an awful lot of standing around watching if they're not involved in the play. But Tigers. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line.
It will be Jalen Wright at quarterback.
And we can't even get enough folks on the field as we send somebody out late.
Jalen Wright's going to keep it up the middle, and he'll pick up 5 yards to the 35.
I'm not writing that one down at this point. I'm done with stats, so I'll let you.
I'm going to keep up with.
It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Tigers from the 35.
Sometimes when you're frustrated or discouraged or depressed, Doug, the best thing to do is to stay busy. I'm going to write this down because, we talked about it when we were at Troy when we lost that game 21-20, a game we had no business losing, and the reality set in that we'd be coming to Mobile in 2 weeks. We weren't terribly happy because this team has just been a team that's just had things happen. There we threw a ball complete. It's going to be a first down, gain of 6 out to the 41-yard line. But, just shoulda, woulda, coulda type situation. And we don't pretend that Tigers are going to come in here and win this game. But the Tigers, in all reality, should be at home playing Citronelle tonight.
And it's not like we've said all year long that we felt like this Tiger group with the mistakes and a lot of things would have been in the final game at the Super 7 by any means, but you felt like this team should have been a 2 or 3 round deep, but they put themselves in this situation. 1st and 10 for the Tigers now from the 42.
Quarterback draw by Wright, and that's a tough 2 yards out to the 43, but that does keep the clock in motion. And, Doug, we're only 2 minutes and 27 seconds into the second half at this point.
Yeah, and that's just kind of how it's been. Williamson came out, put 7 points up, and the offense hadn't even been on the field yet. Tigers taking the time, getting the play from the sideline.
Williamson averaging 50.5 points per game, scoring 455 points in 9 games coming into this game. Here's a pass. Perry Denard, and he's going to take it inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. So
Denard's
that's
slow. He's slow getting up.
It's a 24-yard.
He kind of twisted as he caught the ball, took a shot too as he was brought down. He's going to get up. He's going to be fine, but he did contort in a strange way there to make that catch. But there it was right over the middle. Them linebackers have been just teeing off and coming in the backfield on every play. That time they sent somebody where they weren't, and Denard able to pick up positive, very positive yards.
Glad we ran that play, Doug, in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 33. Wright keeps it. He runs around. He breaks a tackle. He's cutting back inside. He's still on his feet as he's going to take it ahead for a first down and more as he finally runs out of bounds. However, a lineman lost another helmet, but that was a determined run by Wright. Doug, that was a run like we saw earlier in the season at Catholic.
That's what I was just thinking. That was the Jalen we saw run that night up at Catholic in the second half. They rolled the clock. I didn't see us send in a lineman yet.
At the 19-yard line. That was a 14. That was, it looked like a lot longer than that, but it turns out to be a 14-yard run, but it's a third first down.
They jumped, and it should be a free 5.
That was the third first down, Doug, for the Tiger offense here on this possession. And you talk about shoulda, woulda, coulda. What if we don't throw the pick 6 and we go ahead and punch it in on the last possession? We'd be going for 21 here, potentially. But we're not. 1st and 5. Wright drops back. Going to throw a pump and go. Touchdown. If he held on to it, he did not. The Tigers.
They're saying
Doug,
it did, but they said incomplete. So
whoever it is arguing over there, but there's no you can't challenge in high school football. But
number 2 looks like
Zadavo certainly looked like a touchdown from here, and he was lobbying for it. He thought he came down with the football. He was definitely in bounds unless he juggled it.
Did not have the binoculars out, so I can't say for sure. 7:05, we are in a running clock situation. Apparently, Keith, as that pass was incomplete and the clock's rolling.
Gonna hand it off. Slaughter up the middle. Slaughter takes it for what looks to be a first down.
Very close. Very close.
It will be 1st and goal. 1st and goal for Eufaula for the third time tonight, Doug. Three 1st and goals. We'll see what happens on this drive. But so far, the Tigers have 7 points in 3 trips.
Still all the starters out there for Williamson. Low snap.
Wright takes it. He's going to be stacked up right there at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Look, I know that they have some variations of this where we throw some passes and we do some backside stuff, but thus far all we've done is go straight behind the strong side.
One of our favorite plays here is Denard flared out from the backfield to the left side. We tried to run it a while ago, and Jalen tucked it and pulled it. They're lined up for that again here.
Jalen Wright's going to roll to his left. He's going to throw a shuffle
that was tipped.
It was tipped. It was intended
almost
for
another.
Jackson.
That could have went the other way, all the way there, Keith.
Well, I know you can't always roll your quarterback to a strong side right, but we've seen Jones struggle going to his left. At Troy, there was an interception at the goal line with him rolling to his left like that. And a few moments ago, there was a pick six throwing to the left. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 9. Wright takes a snap. Going to look. He's going to throw it in the end zone. It is there. Did we catch it?
Yes, number 2.
Okay, DeVos gets the touchdown reception. So 9 yards, Wright to DeVos. And the Tigers have scored the second touchdown of the game with the clock is running, but 4:52 to go in the third quarter.
I don't know how that works if you drop it back under 35 points. I think once it's rolling, it's rolling.
Well, they stopped it now. Maybe that's.
I'm not sure of the rule on that, but Tigers get an extra point, and now with 4:44 to go in the third quarter of play, Tigers will kick off to Williamson, and we'll see their offense for the first time.
That was a 70-yard drive for the Tigers, though. They have a 64-yard drive and a 70-yard drive, and that time there was no major penalties that aided the Tigers on that drive.
They were moving the ball after, I say moving. They only ran a play or two when they got the kickoff, recovered the kickoff from Williamson. But the pick six changed all that.
But at any rate, not going to talk about what could have been, but Tigers should have 17 or 21 points on the board, and they've given Williamson 21 points. Just like Andalusia scored 28 on the turnovers. So, been a frustrating year from that standpoint.
Tigers come out there, huddled up, ready for an onside kick if they want to, but they stand there and let Williamson get lined up again. Keith, I sure hope that they're not doing it. Thank goodness, but don't understand why they stand there and wait if that's something they're looking at doing. They're definitely adjusting them around for the pooch kick here again.
Going to kick it deep this time over the second line. The deep man does run over and field it this time. He's trying to bring it around the far side, and we're going to tackle him inside the 20 at the 15, maybe the 16, but a good job covering that kick, Doug, by the Tigers. And Williamson will be backed up.
Good job there by the special teams. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and we're back to the running clock again, Keith. I guess that answered our question on that. So, folks, it doesn't take long when they marked him out of the 16, Keith. You never saw the 16, but you have to change that. It's always 16 now. With a running clock, it won't take long. We'll be done here. Lions try to draw the Tigers, and Tigers don't bite.
Be nice for the Tigers to get a defensive touchdown of their own here. It's going to be a 5-yard gain out the 21-yard line for Williamson. And, they've still got their starters in the game. They've got Withers in there carrying the ball. And, this team looks pretty good. Whether they can win a state championship, I don't know. But, an injury to one of those top players would certainly be a blow to this Williamson team. But
it's going to take one of those teams like we talked about before that can control a game, not make the mistakes. They don't have to be a lot better than them physically. They just got to not make the mistakes.
Look at that. That was the freshman making the tackle for a loss on that play. It's going to be 3rd and long, Doug.
That's that defense you talked about, Keith. I think only 2 starters leaving that defense. A real good group from the middle school.
Nyon Smith with the tackle, a 7-yard loss on that play. So it's 3rd and 12. Will Williamson put the ball in the air here? They have 4 wide receivers in the game. Looks like they're going to throw the ball. Now they bring motion back across. Quarterback dropping back. He's going to be pressured. He throws it out on the far side. If we did not make the tackle. We had a chance to make the tackle for for very short gain, but instead it goes for 14 yards, and they convert.
Well, 2:23 on a running clock. This position will probably take it all the way to the end of the third quarter.
Tigers had a chance to force a 3-and-out there, Doug, which would have been huge to give the Tigers the ball back near midfield, maybe even in Williamson territory. Tigers have not started. They've only started that one time in Williamson territory, and they threw the pick six.
That's something.
Hand it off in the backfield. Tigers are there, but they do not make the tackle, and Withers is able to take it up. Late flag comes in, but that was a 7-yard gain, and we'll see what this late penalty flag is. We talked about Withers in the pregame being a senior running back at 5'8", 200 with good speed, and he is hard to bring down.
He twists out of tackles as good as anybody. I want to say we've seen more personal foul penalties tonight in this game, Keith, as we've probably seen the whole year.
We've seen quite a few. There's been two, at least two on each team, maybe more. 1st and 10 from midfield, right on the midfield line. They're going to hand it off to Withers. He's hitting the backfield, and he'll go down for no gain on this play. Tiger defense. Doug is stiffened against the run here. They've actually done a pretty good job here on this possession, which is the first offensive possession that Williamson has had since about 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, it was a 3rd and long that they converted, but, and an advantage to Eufaula too here. They're, you can pretty much sell out on a run in this situation, so feel like they're going to run the ball.
Withers takes it. This time the hole opens up, and whoever came up from safety made a pretty good hit. That was Jalen Parker. But an 8-yard gain as the hole opened up that time. And, Doug, that's something we really haven't seen Eufaula be able to do, is open up a hole. The running back is having to break tackles or make cuts either in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage, whereas that time Withers was free for the first 5 or 6 yards. The safety had to come up and make the tackle. 3rd and 2, Withers once again. This time he is going to be tackled, and they're going to call. That's unfortunate.
How are you supposed to tackle him? If he doesn't go down and you spin him around and throw him down, I mean, that's football.
They're going to call another unnecessary roughness, a personal foul penalty, whatever you want to call it. It was going to be 4th down. That time it was the senior Najavius Curry who came through, got the Tim. We couldn't.
Unnecessary roughness. Defense. Penalties force 15 yards from the end of the run. Results in a first down.
They got to do what they can do to get their average up to their 50-something, but that should be the last play of the third quarter as they'll set the clock back into motion here. And there's 8 seconds left on the game clock. So,
well, he's been so slippery and gotten away and broken so many tackles.
That's what I'm saying. What else are you supposed to do?
Curry was just trying to get him on the ground. They might have blown the whistle before he actually hit the ground, but he was in the air already when they started blowing the whistle. But at any rate, 15 yards, 2 personal foul penalties aiding this possession for Williamson. We'll take a break and be right back.
At Mid-South Bank, we pride ourselves on being the friendliest, most helpful bank in town. For over 100 years, we've been helping families prosper and helping businesses grow. Mid-South Bank is a local bank with local people making local decisions. We're a community bank who will always be there when you need us. Whatever banking services you need, we're here to help. Visit us today at 230 South Eufaula Avenue in Eufaula, or in Clayton at 16 South Midway Street, or online at bankmidsouth.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Looking for quality furniture at unbeatable prices? Come to Holly Home Furnishings in Eufaula. From cozy living room sets to stylish bedroom suites and modern appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house feel like a home. With flexible financing options, convenient delivery, and friendly local service, shopping has never been easier. Visit us today on South Eufaula Avenue and see why Holly Home Furnishings is your hometown choice. Holly Home Furnishings, helping your house feel like home.
Hey, my name is Chris Wilkinson, and I am the pastor of First Baptist Church. We would love to have you come worship with us. Our worship service is 10 o'clock every Sunday morning. You can also go to our website to learn more about our ministries. Hope to see you Sunday, and go Tigers.
So first and 10, Williamson from the 27-yard line of Eufaula. It's 42-14. They'll hand it off to Withers up the middle. He's going to be stacked up. And Doug, I'm going to tell you what, as you begin the fourth quarter with a 28-point lead and you're running your senior running back, it's just not a wise play.
If they get hurt and unable to continue in the playoff track, you brought it upon yourself. They stopped the clock momentarily while one of Eufaula's players went off with the helmet. It's the first time I've seen them actually stop it for that. Williamson quickly up to the line, ready to run another play.
So they'll hand it off to Withers. He's going to be tracked down in the backfield. And that was, I believe, Nyan Smith on the tackle. So that play loses 3 yards after a no gain on the previous one. So it's going to be 3rd and 13 for Williamson from the 30-yard line.
They're not using the play clock at all.
And we jump into the neutral zone and give them a free 5, but you gotta like the aggressiveness. The Tigers still playing hard in a 28-point deficit.
Yeah, but it's just a explanation mark on the year. They play hard, but they're undisciplined a lot this year. It's cost them some in a lot of situations. Makes it 3rd and 7, maybe 8.
Motion. Quarterback dropping back. Dinkins to throw it. Has a wheel route. It's going to be complete. It'll be a first down to the 11-yard line. So down to the 12-yard line. So 15. That would have, with or without the 5-yard penalty, that would have been a first down. So a 15-yard gain on 3rd and 8. And Williamson has it first down from the 12. Doug, they had one turnover. That was and they do have someone injured down there, Doug. Are you trying to see what number it is?
Can't tell. It's with him laying like that, we'll get the number in a minute. It's got to be a starter. They didn't have subs in yet. Trying to look on the sideline because who I think it is. No, that's number 12. I think he's a slot receiver that's been out there a few times tonight. He's going to be fine and getting up, coming off, just favoring his right side a little bit.
So first down, Williamson from the 12. Down to 9:45, the clock running here.
Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Withers tries to run off the left side. There, they'll keep the clock rolling. 9:24 to go in the ball game. Remember, the young man that just went out on the last play, injured, is back in the game now for the Lions. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the Tiger defense has done a pretty good job, Doug, against a run here, especially in the second half. Now, Withers is over 100, but they've tackled for a loss several times or for no gain. Going to run out, going to throw a pass. It's just a flood route. and it'll be down near a 1st and goal. That would be a gain of 9 yards. I think it's going to be the way they got it marked. It could be a 1st down. It may just be just short. We'll wait and see. They say 3rd down and less than a yard.
But they're quickly up to the line in a heavy set. And that's the high school version of a tush push, I guess. There is a flag comes in late. Keith, we talked about that in the years past. If that's aiding the runner again, that's just something you have to roll with in the playoffs. We'll see what the call is here. That's something, folks, you go all year and you don't see it called, but officials in different regions of the state look for different things. We haven't seen that called in, a year or two at least.
At least.
And now that's the second time here tonight. It's like the so-called tush push or whatever we see aided all the time in short yard situations, but not here tonight. You can't do it. So you just got to roll with that. It's one thing when you're going into the playoffs, you got to make those adjustments.
So it's 3rd and 6 now, Doug, and they will hand it off to Withers, who's going to break to the outside, and we're going to take him out of bounds, I think short at the 4-yard line. So it's going to be 4th down. It's going to be 4th down and about a yard and a half or so to go.
I started to say they would jump back into that tight formation again, but it looks like, they are bringing in the heavy set. They're bringing in the linebackers. They play defense. One of them, number 5, the Irish commit. He's just a junior. He's going to line up in the backfield in the heavy set also. Actually, almost looks like he's back there to take a direct snap, Keith. Quarterback is not back there. It is Wildcat.
They're going to take it around the right end and into the end zone for the touchdown. That comes with 6:55 to go in the game. It's coming back. It's coming back.
Too many men in the backfield. I got away with that earlier tonight, but that was a very good call on the heavy set, as he had 2 or 3 guys flanking to the right, 1 to the left. He was in the backfield himself. So they get called, and that's going to make them have to do it over again.
So it's going to be 4th, and it's not 4th and goal. It's 4th down and about along 6 maybe. They're going to take the ball. They're going to probably throw it here. As Dinkins throws it, has a man wide open, Doug. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. So it was Withers, the running back, who came out of the backfield, caught that touchdown pass. So it's a 9-yard touchdown throw.
A lot of celebration from the offensive coach on the sideline over here for Williamson.
That was an 84-yard drive, but it was aided by 35 yards in penalties against Eufaula.
Y'all get you get a kick out of this comment. Got to be a Williamson fan, but it says Williamson, we don't have enough players to sub out.
I see plenty over here on the sideline. They actually go for 2 here in this situation.
To make it even 50.
Well, and it's good. I don't think some of these folks, you won't see them in the All-Star game with Jarrell coaching, I bet. But, you know how to solve those comments. There's a little button over there. You can get rid of that. So.
Well, I really was kind of writing some stuff down and looking around, but the thought crossed my mind when they scored before the too many people in the backfield penalty, Doug. But I was thinking, will they go for 2 here to make it 50? And the fact they did, I mean, they have not missed an extra point in this game. They have kicked every extra point, 7 of them, but to go for 2 to make it an even 50 to basically get on your scoring average, many people would say, hey, just stop it. If you don't like it, stop it. But I just don't. In the other situation, if the roles were reversed, I don't see us doing that.
Yeah, you're correct. And, who knows? You might get another shot at them next year, but this account year, you don't know if Eufaula stays 5A where they are. You don't know if Williamson stays where they are.
Well, there's a lot of young players on this Williamson defense in particular. They do have a senior quarterback and a senior running back, but a lot of young talent. We talked about the junior that's committed to Notre Dame, but there's a lot of young talent on Eufaula side as well. As of the front seven, Eufaula has 5 sophomores, a freshman, and a junior. Return across the 40, up across the 45, out to the 48-yard line goes number 8 for the Tigers. He is one of the running backs that has played some during the course of the year, Gerald McCray. He is a junior. He will be back next year for the Tigers. Unofficially, we have Williamson with 6 penalties for 58 yards in this game. Eufaula with 7 penalties for 57 yards. And I may have missed some penalties somewhere along the way because sometimes when the games get out of hand like this, it's easy to miss things and not write them down. Low snap, handoff up the middle, and it is Perry Denard who is tackled for a loss of a yard on the play. Denard not getting up. Doug Denard has kind of turned over, but
I want y'all to know, I just had to delete a comment that said y'all are mighty biased.
Well, we are homers. If they don't like it, they can.
Well, I mean, we are
Williamson's broadcast.
We are.
See how that works out.
I mean, we don't deny anything. We don't deny being biased at all because, all 3 of us that are here to bring this broadcast all played at Eufaula High School and played at a high level for Coach George Cochran.
We've done Eufaula for 30
and we've done it.
Years.
Our first season doing this play-by-play was back in 1994. Actually, we were here in 1999, the state semifinal game, the 1916 Williamson win at Ladd Peoples. So we've seen a lot of Eufaula High School football over the years doing these games, and we don't deny the fact that we are biased in favor of the red and white. And this is not one of the finer nights for them, and it's not something we're accustomed to seeing this kind of lopsided game, and it's been mistakes, though, that have led the Tigers to be in this position. We've already talked about it and alluded to it throughout the entirety of this broadcast, how the Tigers have underperformed all season. They had four turnovers that led to 4 defensive touchdowns for Andalusia in the de facto region championship game. Then 2 interceptions that prevented touchdowns against Charles Simpson, a game the Tigers never should have lost, but they lost it by 21-20. Brings us to tonight. At least 3 touchdowns for Williamson that the Tigers basically gifted to them. Caper by Jalen Wright around the right end. It's a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, Keith, my opinion in it, in the years that nobody seems to volunteer for stuff, and we volunteered for an awful lot of years, and we volunteer our time and our money, and nobody's standing in line to buy our gas and stuff coming and going to these. And if they don't like what they hear, there's somebody else doing it somewhere else.
I don't think it's anybody back in Eufaula.
It's not Eufaula.
Comment that.
No, it's not Eufaula.
When you alter your work schedule and you leave in the morning to come down here and do a game 4 hours away, so that somebody can sit at home and in the leisure of their home, not be 4 hours from home when this game is over with, they feel the need to be critical. Well, it's certainly their right in America. It's a free country, freedom of speech. They can say whatever they want to, as can I.
Tigers going to be out to punt. Williamson running. Oh, they do have somebody back deep. Start saying nobody back deep, but they do. With
we're well short. I still don't know if there's 11 players on the field for Eufaula, but either way, Williamson a token pressure. Alvarez, maybe for the last time in his high school career, punts it away. It's a good punt as he'll punt it down inside the 20 to around the 17-yard line. About 35 yards on that punt with no return. The clock keeps running with 2:45. For all practical purposes, this game is over. 50-14 is the likely final, barring a breakdown with this Tiger defense.
Again, thanks to our sponsors this year. The sponsorship does not go unnoticed. We sure appreciate it, and it will go to help the program. Buying stuff over the years, we've furnished a lot of scholarships. This year, I think we're buying the new Eufaula Tiger uniform.
And Withers is still in at running back, and he breaks it from the 17-yard line. There's a flag on the field, though. He breaks it into Tiger territory, but it may be coming out back. They call holding on Williamson.
Again, thanks for the sponsors. So a lot of their sponsorship, 100% goes to, most of it goes to the leadership scholarships that we give. Put on the golf tournament, the Woodhams-Williams golf tournament in June of every year. So if you play for Coach Woodham or Coach Williams, get in touch with Charles Irvin. He can tell you about the gathering they have in June for that. And we appreciate all our sponsors allowing us to be able to do that.
So second down from the 8-yard line for Williamson. Dinkins hands to Withers. Withers straight up the middle. And if he doesn't fall, he went untouched. And the Tiger defense has played well all night. Nayland Murphy's going to track him down. That was Nayland Murphy, I believe.
Run. Is that Murphy? Murphy needs to be on a track team for the
Yeah,
Tigers.
Nayland Murphy is a junior. He had a 4-game streak this year with 4 straight interceptions in 4 straight games. Murphy's on the recruiting boards for some schools, and he showed excellent speed there.
They don't have to run but one more play. We'll see what they do. Of course, they gave it right up the middle, so other
we'll
than taking
see.
me, I don't know what you'd do. Tigers take a timeout.
So we call a timeout with, we call the timeout. The clock keeps, they did stop it with 21 seconds left. But the sponsors that Doug alluded to, Brown Heat and Air, Ricky McGilvery, Chick-fil-A, Glover Agency, Impressive Auto and Collision, First Franklin Financial, APEC Metal Buildings, Flowers Insurance, State Farm, Pam Freeman, RW Wingate and Company, Gooderman of Dothan, Holly Home Furnishings, Beef O'Brady's of Eufaula, Benefield Heating and Air, Lake Homes Realty, Lauren Streeter, Precision Body Works, Sutton Heating and Air, Mid-South Bank, Glover Funeral Home, Alpha Insurance, the Brown Agency, Robinson, the Bill Robertson, the John Robertson Law Firm, and hey, y'all. So we appreciate all of our sponsors that's brought Tiger football to you this season. So one more play, Doug, unless it's an incomplete pass.
I don't think we'll see an incomplete pass. It'll be interesting to see if they take a knee or if Coach Jernigan probably just rallied the troops over there and say, you got one more play. Let's
I think they're going to take a knee.
The end zone.
It does look like they're going to take a knee, which is a classy move here at this point.
Thing to do at this point, yes.
So there's a snap. There's the kneel down. That's the ball game. 50-14 is the final.
And good luck to Williamson. They got an awful good ball team, and if they can stay healthy, they're definitely got a chance to go.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is they've got an excellent defense. Defense keeps you in ball games. They have good speed. They tackle well, and Doug, the offense is balanced in the fact that Withers is an excellent running back. The quarterback is very accurate. Dinkins, they've got a senior quarterback.
Got a good passing game.
And the receivers catch the ball well, even contested passes. So Williamson, on both sides of the ball, very strong. So, best wishes to them. I don't think, I didn't really research that or look at that, but I don't know if Williamson ever has a state championship in the history of the school.
I imagine they do, but I'm not for sure that they do. And to be honest, Keith, I'm not even sure who they play
next week. I think they play the winner of the Valley and Shelby County, if I'm not mistaken.
And that was wasn't Valley winning that one earlier?
I think so. I think it was Valley was ahead. So we'll have that for you here in just a moment. And I'll have the answer on Williamson also.
Well, again, while Keith looks that up, we appreciate Charles Irvin helping us on the camera this year. Jimmy Simmons helped us some. Big shout out to John Wayne Robinson. We're missing him right now as we don't have him on the sideline to get a report from Coach Jernigan and keep us involved in everything that's going on the sideline. We really appreciate that. That was a plus this year. We'll just keep adding things if we keep doing it. I don't know. We've been around a long time. You never know what's coming next year, but we'll try to have it all. And I appreciate Keith helping us. A lot of Friday nights away from your family, and we appreciate the ones we leave back home, allowing us to come away to do this every Friday night.
Absolutely. Football season always goes by so fast. Seems like, we're getting ready for game one, and already we're done with it.
We forgot to mention, I want to mention to a lot of folks, the Chick-fil-A is one of our great sponsors. They're having bingo on Saturday mornings now. And I tell you what, while you give the stats you were going to do, I'm going to see if I can find that.
So according to what I found here on the high school football history site, state playoff championships, it says 1965, 63, and 62, Williamson won state championships. That would be 60, 62, and 63 years ago. I didn't know they had playoff championships back that far.
Not the playoffs. It was it started not in the 50s, so because ours was mythical in the early 50s, but heads up, if you're in Eufaula, they're going to start having bingo they've already started every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 to give away prizes. Go out and participate in that. A lot of fun out there. And one thing everybody talks about, they have such great Christmas lights out there. The Christmas lights will be, I think it's Monday the 10th. Kids eat free. I think they said from 5 to 7. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure the lighting is officially going to be at 6 p.m. on Monday.
Well, Doug, that was definitely a mythical in 65 because I went back and looked at it. 8-1-1 in the final game of the year against Cobb Avenue, whoever that is. They tied the game at 12. So the final game of the season was a tie game. So at any rate, either way, this would be a great accomplishment for the Williamson Lions if they could go on and get them a red map. Or a blue map. I'm sorry, a blue map. I guess they're still blue and red, are they not?
The colors are the same. The trophies changed a little bit last year, but the colors are still the same.
But at any rate, from Williamson High School in Mobile, Alabama, I'm Keith Bryan for Charles Urban, Doug Applin, Jimmy Simmons, who's not here, John Wayne Robinson, who couldn't make the trip. We'll be with you next year. Until then, go Tigers.